What's up and what is going on, everybody? Fellow fanatics, back of the busters, chillmongers. Appreciate all you guys being here with us this evening.
Bro.
Zang Beto, you're the only one in the chat, I believe, at the moment, but we appreciate you in the chat and everybody that's coming in. We got some topics for you guys today. Before we get into anything, chill. How have you been since last time we saw you?
Yeah, last time you saw me. What about last time we saw Kenny? He just made a appearance yesterday out of nowhere. Where's Kenny
No.
Pierce been, huh? Kenny, how are you? That's what we want to know about. I'm doing okay.
That's right. That's great. I said the same thing when Kenny came in the chat the other day. I hadn't seen Kenny in a while, so it's good to see you again, Kenny.
He changed
Marcus,
his profile.
Kenny.
He went from
He
Attack
did.
on Titan to what is it now? It looks like Big Bird, actually. I can't tell.
I don't know. I can't tell either. Marcus, how have you been since last time we saw you?
Good, man. Good. I'm alive. 10 toes down. Doing all right.
I feel you. Yeah. Same thing. Just working like
Nobody
I
asked
said.
how you were doing, Darius.
Hey.
Hey, how are you doing, Darius?
No.
I was the last person. I feel like it was incumbent on me to ask. How are you?
Darius is doing the Dre Mac thing. You know Dre Mac all week. My birthday is on September 26th, everyone. You know I was born on 9/26 of 9/26. And no one cares. Dre Mac, no one cares. You sound just like him, Darius. Try to wash off those traits.
No, I don't need that. I don't have to ever go into my day. My day is the same.
Can Back of the Bus host the celebrity boxing match between you and Dre Mac? Like I would like to put it on.
Yeah,
Like I officially Back of the Bus Promotions Chillmonger versus Dre Mac, and I put it on.
let's do it.
Let me start promoting.
We're gonna sell.
Oh man, butts and seats. Yeah, we'll take let's say we'll take about 79% off the top, and
No, it's all
we'll work
Patreon.
everything else on the back. Yeah,
You make money, I make money. It's all
cool.
love. We're the same
Yep,
team.
we'll work out the details later. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah. Okay, how are you, Planet Fanatics?
You know, we're good. Same old.
Yeah. Why you weren't streaming with anyone yesterday? Why was it just you solo?
Because my studio is a mess. It can only be me. I mean, not that they can't come in via wherever they are. Corey's coming over tomorrow to get her desk and everything so she can set it up at her house and she can start coming in from home. And Q should be doing the same. Because like I said, I'm moving. So I'm kind of packing up everything except for my desk and the main computer. But
Nice.
yeah, the new studio, though, it's going to look a lot different. A lot better. Ready for the move. I want my house back. I want my house back normal. When my house is a mess, I feel like my life is a mess, and I just like I'm too OCD to not have my house clean all the time. So I'm ready for that too. Ready to get back to some normalcy.
I like this idea, Zang Beto. We'll talk. We'll talk.
Wrestling is huge right now. Mr. McMahon's doc on Netflix has been killing it, occupying so much of my time.
I have only watched about 30 minutes of it, and I'm already fascinated. I'm already hooked. It's a documentary about Vince McMahon's life, really, and he was given all this tea before he got indicted. So they got a bunch of interviews in before the news broke. So it's like context before the. And I'm interested to see if they get anybody to talk about the nastiness that came as a result. You know, let's get into it. He starts off a very likable guy. It's very early for me in the first episode, but they do a good job of humanizing him for sure.
Do you get by the part in the beginning where he's 12 years old and he was abused as a 12-year-old, and then he finds his dad? His dad comes in his life. They barely mentioned that. But that has a lot to do with who we become.
Do with it, yeah.
Did you watch Monster, the Menendez brothers one?
Not yet. You talking about the true crime story one, right? On Netflix? Nah, I haven't popped that on yet. There's a lot of good stuff on Netflix right now, man. Netflix is dominating.
They are. They're doing great.
Zack Snyder got an animated one out right now.
Zack Snyder, his Rebel Moon Part 2, that didn't do too hot, but
I'm not watching any of that.
Okay, I didn't either. I didn't know if that dropped or not.
I'm not doing that to my eyes. There was a Rebel Moon, then there was a Rebel Moon Part 2, then there was the director's cut for both of them.
Oh,
I'm not playing it. No, you're not gonna Snyder cut me. Make the movie you want to make the first time and get on with it. I'm not playing Zack Snyder's fucking games anymore.
That shit.
It's
Yeah, I
still
didn't
the
even know
Premiere
there was a
Network.
director's cut.
Yeah, he did the streaming. He did the Netflix director's cut just because he's known for the Snyder cut. Hey, we can market it again. Hey, you'll get people to revisit a movie one more time. It was not that many people revisited it. That Snyder cult isn't so many people. There's a lot of bots that got him that Oscar award, popular award.
But it wasn't more popular. Like, I mean, excuse me, not more popular, but was it better? Did you watch the director's cut?
No.
Okay. Yeah. I guess we don't have any reference because I didn't watch it either.
Netflix is still winning though.
They are. They're up.
I was watching Valiant Renegade, and he goes, "That's the streaming service people go on, and they go, I wonder what I'm going to watch." You don't do that for the others. The other ones, like we're going to talk about Agatha, we only go to watch Agatha all along because we know it's coming out on Wednesday, and we check it out, and then that's it. We leave. We don't go, oh, what else they got here?
What else is on here? Yeah.
We don't go there for that reason, unless we're kids.
No.
They're also not creating content at that. Remember, they're we're giving them too much. We need to dial back. Only a few projects a year, one film, maybe two. That's what the film audience needs. That's what the MCU audience needs. They need less quantity and more quality. And Netflix is like, okay, well, we'll take this back right to your teeth then.
But the
we got chaos. Netflix, oh, go ahead. Well,
I was just saying the difference in Netflix, can Disney do what Netflix is doing as far as like giving us shows like Ozark, How to Get Away with Murder, some of those others? Can Disney produce shows like that on Disney Plus?
They can't do it the way that they want to do it. They can't do it with ultimate control. They can't do it with Kevin, Kathleen nose in each and every project that spawns up of their respective studios. They can't be the puppet masters of each and every creative thought that happens in their studios.
Right.
If you want what Netflix has, which is not so much of focusing on diversity of numbers, which is Disney's thing, but diversity of thought. There's a lot of different audiences being served at Netflix that Disney is ignoring, right? As much as they lean into their, very progressive LGBTQ titles, right? There's still enough like just hard and mindless masculine content on there to feed the people that are showing up for that. You know what I mean? Like there's a balance. There's no reason to go over into Kitty Land or Girl Land or any other genre of Netflix and complain about the content because I'm being adequately served. And
so what if
there is no go.
You go.
I was just saying, if everybody's eating, everybody's getting a piece of the pie, respectively, at Netflix, and they are. I mean, from anime fans all the way up to people who like your standard network sitcoms. Everybody is getting a taste of what they want from Netflix. There's not that much diversity of thought going on at Disney for that to exist.
What if Darius' question was about Max? What would you say? Can Max do it? Can they?
They're closer. I think for me personally, I find something every now and again on Max that isn't being talked about. The chick who is who's starring opposite Colin Farrell in The Penguin, she had a series on Max. This was like maybe 2 years ago. It was about some tech genius boyfriend she had implanted a chip into her brain and was like Big Brother in her ass all through her life, right? It was crazy. I think it only had one season. I don't know if it got canceled, didn't get renewed or whatever, but she was really good in it.
Made for Love?
Maybe. That sounds right.
She was the How I Met Your Mother.
Okay, cool. But they, you know what I'm saying? There is okay, now I don't even know where I was going with that. I think that they have titles that will spawn up every now and again. They're closer than Disney Plus. I'll say that.
And they don't have KK. They don't have Feige, KKK,
right.
Feige restricting them.
Now we will see what Gunn does when he gets the DC projects up and running. If there's still this, everybody kind of playing their own corners thing, because this is the Matt Reeves verse, right? So whatever comes of the Penguin, that's going to be in Matt Reeves' playground. That's not necessarily anything that James Gunn has promised to piggyback off of in anything in his film universe concerning WB or DC. So we'll just have to see if that continues. Warner Brothers has been known, with HBO at least, that studio, if they're still a stand apart. I don't even know if they've been folded into the rest of the company yet. But that studio has been known for really good titles: Game of Thrones, The Wire. I mean, the list goes on and on and on of timeless titles. So they're a lot closer than Disney Plus, I would say.
All right, live streaming specials, are they it? Like Netflix has the comedy specials now. I think Hulu tried to do a comedy special too for somebody.
Yeah, and Max does NBA games. They do
What?
during the
When did
regular
that
season.
start?
Last couple of seasons, I think they've been streaming live NBA games. So they're part of the WB umbrella, I believe, is Turner, the TNT channel.
Yeah.
And so I think that's where that relationship was coming from. I don't know if that's going to continue now that Turner and the NBA are no longer a thing.
This is the final
I would
year.
imagine they would still take it though. Hey, HBO, you still want to stream our games? Why wouldn't they?
Because Peacock will. Because that's who Universal is with.
Oh, good point. Good point. I mean, but why? Why would you hammer your down? Why would you make yourself exclusive? I don't think the NBA exclusive rights are at peak level where you could sell it to one person and make maximum revenue. I think you want to give that to as many people right now because it's not as healthy as it was a few years ago. NBA's, they're an unruddered ship right now. Netflix gonna have WWE Raw starring
live sports, quote unquote sports. Yeah.
On Netflix. That's dope. That's dope. Okay.
I think we're gonna find out just how many wrestling fans abandoned cord cut and they just went on their little pirate websites, because pirate websites were a thing for years, even before like Twitter. People used to pirate their pay-per-views.
Yeah.
So you'll just find out how many of us internet fans really exist, because we all have Netflix and we'll all go there and you'll be like, whoa, it went from 2 million people watch Raw every week to 10 million watch Raw every week, or maybe 5.
So the pay-per-view audience, are the pay-per-views going to show up on Netflix? Some of them? Any of them?
I believe so. I believe they got the premium events. They don't call it pay-per-view, premium events. Yeah.
So then how do you do that if you're Netflix? Is going to be a pay thing on Netflix now?
No, I think you just get it.
Shut up.
Okay, I'm making this up. I'm talking on my ass. I know for sure they have Raw.
That's huge.
I know for sure that they got Raw, and maybe the premium events will still go to Peacock. Maybe.
I'm a very fair weather wrestling fan. I'm only coming back around when it's like peak popularity. So I'm sniffing back around now. If Netflix found a way to make it like, hey, give us $2 a month, you get all of this season of WWE pay-per-views. Take it. Take my money. You can have it. Like, take it. Take it, please. Absolutely.
The
That's
Royal
a value.
Rumble alone.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I got in. Okay, so I popped back in randomly, like maybe like 4 years ago. A homeboy of mine, rest in peace to Rob, got me watching WrestleMania. And yeah, so
the one in Tampa with Mercedes and Bianca Belair.
It was like outside, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that one. And it was dope, man. I start watching WWE Network again around that. It's hey, I'll pop back in. I will. I am genuinely, I'm into drama. I'm a drama guy, right? So the storylines, babyface versus heel, I'm into that. So yeah, put it in my veins, brother. I will show back up if there's a good enough thing going on.
Kenny Pierce with the $4.99. He gives us Prime Video is doing NFL games. Cowboys playing right now. We didn't even talk about Prime. The Cowboys and Jerry Jones. I've never liked him. As soon as that little photo that they had of him, and then his explanation of the photo was, "I just wanted to see what was going on there." Man, you know what he could have said?
Jerry Jones wanted to see what was going on. It's crazy.
Because Jerry Jones could have told us. Let me move Darius when he's back. We'll bring him back. He said, he could have said, at that time, I was embarrassed. That's the worst moment of my life, worst photo of my life. I used to have these beliefs back in the day. And yeah, I was participating in the Little Rock 6. How many were they? The Little Rocks.
Little Rock 6. Or Little Rock 9. Sorry, Little Rock 9.
I was part of that oppression, and yeah, I've been dedicating a lot of my life in adulthood and with my resources, with my football access, to be the solution to what I was. He could have said that, and I would have went, that checks out. And he's an NFL owner. He probably deals with a lot of people, helps people with their family, black people specifically with their families and everything. I'm like, I could have got that. He was like, nah, I just wanted to see what's going on. I'm not that racist. Nah, get out of here. What, me? In the 50s, you think that was me doing that? No, I would never.
No, you have to have an earnest bone in your body to come to any of those conclusions. So I not very surprised by the fact that the man was in the crowd. Not surprised by the man using that excuse, even though we can see visually from photos that there were a lot of people shouting a lot of things. I think you can ascertain what was going on by the screams. Yeah, know what I mean? All the curse words and whatnot. But anyways, I'm not even surprised by, what he's gotten caught up in here recently, because a slave owner mentality is a slave owner mentality, and it will show itself whenever it's an opportunity. So
whenever it's live streamed.
Whenever it's live streamed, just hit live and let them talk.
To Kenny, Prime Video is something we have because we like Amazon and free delivery, and it's just a perk. I don't think what?
Well,
who has Prime Video for Prime Video?
Okay, so hold on now. Let's not be too hasty, because there are some things that we like on Prime Video. Boys. Invincible. Right? Plus, they have a pretty dope film library. Can't take that away from them. They have MGM. So all the Bonds, they have a lot of good stuff in their film library. I would say they need to lean into a little bit more to the original content, Prime content, not just MGM stuff or stuff that you're co-licensing from other studios, but like Boys, Invincible, that kind of stuff. More of that. Even if it's outside of the superhero genre. But I mean, they have a pretty healthy library in comparison to Disney Plus. It still comes out on top.
Yeah, even they beat Disney Plus.
Yeah.
The Tomorrow War with Chris Pratt was a good little movie.
I forgot about Reacher. Jack Ryan is another one that's very popular on there. They have a few things.
Yeah. That's the streaming content. Oh, we got wrestling fans in here. Jey Uso with the belt finally. That was cool, because it took him years to become intercontinental champion that his dad held. But he's separated from his brother to do a singles thing. They might get back together next year or something. I like the tag team wrestlers who we always pigeonholed being something. And anyways,
see, I missed that whole era of wrestling where the tag teamers were breaking out and being stars. Like, I guess there were a few of them.
That's right now. There was no era.
I'm not in it. That's what I'm saying. I'm not in it. Like, there were a couple. Jeff Hardy did it, I think, once when I was watching wrestling back in like the early 2000s. Edge had a really big run when he broke off of Christian.
He's the biggest example.
Yeah, he's the biggest example. And then I guess Batista wasn't really part of a tag team. He was a group. He was the Evolution guy.
Yeah,
he was the muscle in Evolution. So
he was part of a faction. JBL was in a tag team with Bradshaw.
There you go, with Brad. Yeah, with Farouk.
Thank you. And I think he was like a cowboy or something.
Yeah,
someone will know.
Yeah, he was like the racist Texas politician guy. His whole arc with Booker T was some of the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life. Like, even watching that shit back today and just watching Vince's mind put that arc together, it probably was everything he wanted in life. And if I would have saw it out of any other context other than wrestling, I would have said it was probably racist. But like, he walked that line so. Hey man, he's a monster, but the man was a next level promoter.
The women's division in NXT. Okay, you like Roxanne, or what's her name? I forget her name. Sorry, I got the wrong name.
Yeah, the girls are huge now. I don't even like. I know Bianca Belair, obviously. I know Sasha. I know Charlotte, Becky Lynch, but like, they're so much bigger than that now. There are so many female stars. Like, they even have time for there to be like maybe the chicks that aren't so good, but like dudes are showing up to look at them. Like, that used to be everybody. They used to be the entire women's roster. But now it's like, no, we got serious women wrestlers, and then we get the ones that we gawk over. It's like, oh, there's a hierarchy in women's wrestling now. Like, they have a deep roster. They do their own. They're headlining main events on pay-per-views. Like, when was that ever happening when I was growing up? This was crazy.
Darius doesn't give a damn. The only thing he wants to hear about is Costco Reeves from Mandalorian.
No, I don't give a shit. I was never a wrestling fan. Growing up, my cousins were. I was like, I hate this shit.
Relax, brother.
Never a fan.
Relax. Hit this man with an RKO the first time I seen.
Let's get into why we're here. Netflix and streaming. Well, that was a great topic. Timestamp that.
Sure.
I'll timestamp it. Yes,
What's
sir.
our next topic?
The first topic is Ray movie delay. You want to start there?
Yes, you take over.
Listen, man. Listen.
The Ray movie is delayed. Is that official?
It's the latest news. The Ray movie has been delayed, and every YouTuber's talking about it. Why did we ever consider the timeline for Ray to be anything cemented or final? We know exactly who this company is. Lucasfilm is the delay company. Of course, what Sharmino Bechanoy, her comments on CNN at New Year's last year, that was because she knew this thing was going to be pushed. And she was like, it's time for a woman to have the ability to set the story in Star Wars. She had a quote just like that. She only did that because she knew her movie was going to be delayed. Why are we acting like this is news to September when we knew about this in January, that they were struggling then to get this movie out? That Mandalorian and Grogu used to be the second movie, and it became the first movie coming out ever since they announced it. Remember, they announced James Mangold's movie about Dawn of the Jedi, and this one, Rey and Mandalorian. It's a non-story. The dysfunction at Lucasfilm is the norm. Until we actually see a trailer for this movie, let's not think that it's going to come out. They could get filming for a couple days. It's not coming out. And then Lando was announced. I think, what's his name? Donald Glover. He was talking about how he and his brother, we still talk about it. No, I saw like a month, 2 months ago on a late Friday, they kind of, whoever it was who announced it or leaked it, they said that this was canceled. This was not going to end up happening. What do you do? Like, why are we taking that statement that he says, me and my brother still talk about it? Why are we acting like this movie is actually going to happen? We know Kennedy's on her way out. Her time is about to expire. She's not going to be forwarding all these movies. But Benioff and Weiss isn't getting a movie. Neither is that Star Wars Eclipse video game. Patty Jenkins isn't getting nothing. Taika Waititi. Ryan Johnson still pretends like something's in development. I think everyone's just waiting for Kennedy to be out, and then they go, that was our new ownership. Like The Rock tries to tell everyone that's why he won't be in any more DC. It's just a new head coach, and that's why they're not going with the plans. That's all. The GM wanted a new head coach. We got to stop pretending like the Ray movie was ever going to happen. The delay is a non-story that we're not going to get it until 2028. Who cares?
Listen, I am not going to let them off that easily. Like, just because we've come to expect cancellations from them doesn't mean that we are to take the words that are coming out of these grown folks' mouths and then be like, no, no. They are actively telling me, I am writing a story for Rey. They brought her out at Star Wars Celebration. Charmaine Obaid-Chinoy been walking around with the biggest set in Hollywood since she got named to write and direct this movie. So even with the Donald Glover part, right? Fam, it's a scooper versus the guy who's supposed to be leading the project. Like, if he's still saying, hey, they're doing Lando, at very least, my first thought would be that they're probably telling him that and it's canceled. But I'm not totally discrediting it because that's probably what he's been told, right? Just like we were sold a bill of goods about the Rey movie, and then the rearranging only happened when we got an official title for Grogu this summer at the what was it? Was it SDCC when they did that? Right? That didn't become, the whole rearranging of the timeline for Lucasfilm didn't become official until this summer with San Diego Comic-Con, until they put it to wax. So, like, how are we supposed to keep up with this dysfunction? How are we supposed to keep up with this winding trail? I don't blame anybody, begrudge anyone for a studio that found it suitable to give Leslie Hetland $230 million for the Acolyte.
It was $180 million. What are you talking about?
No, it wasn't. It was 230, and that is egregious. That's craziness. That's only 70 million shy of I think what Fox cut for James Cameron to do those the movies, the Avatar movies.
Avatar Acolyte.
No, stop it. Cut it out. She got dirt on somebody, man. She knows where the bodies are buried. Oh my God. Because what else has Leslie Headland done that even gives you the idea that she can remotely put together a coherent project at this size with that type of budget? What has she done? What has she ever produced herself? Not watched be produced, not assisted someone else producing. What has she made that made you think, oh yeah, $230 million. That's it right there.
This is the win. I'm going to go out on a win. That's my plan. And
that's her. I can't even stop at Kathleen Kennedy at that point, because Kathleen Kennedy also has a boss who's looking at these financials and is like, well, Acolyte is late again. We still don't have a teaser. We didn't see footage at all on the Acolyte until weeks before the shit came out, y'all. Until weeks. We know what that means in movie talk, right? If someone doesn't show you a trailer until a week before the movie comes out, it's trash. They really don't want you to see it. They want to get it in and out of the theater cycle as fast as they possibly can. So what does that say about a television series that had this high of a budget, had this many stars in it, and they didn't show you any footage of it until a couple weeks before?
It says that it's garbage, and they know it's garbage.
Yeah, absolutely. So, like, how does Bob get off the hook on this? Kathleen, obviously, this just looks like par for the course for her. I'm looking at you because how do you allow this to go this far? You were supposed to be the one that was coming in cleaning up. Wasn't Bob Chapek let go because he was fudging the numbers? So what's worse, putting up faulty financials or actively just throwing money in the toilet? Like, is that's the kind of the roles we got here. We've got Chapek, who, you know, got caught with the smoking gun. I won't say whether or not he was actually the guy, but he definitely got caught with all the evidence. And he was the guy who ended up taking the fall. But now I'm looking at Iger, who's supposed to be riding the ship, who just wrangled back control out of this whole proxy fight he had going on with Peltz. Now you reign supreme. Okay, so now no one else is an issue. No one else is coming for you. It's just you and the objective. And the objective is failing, fam.
Well, let Daisy Ridley herself tell it. According to her, she wouldn't have come back if the story wasn't worth telling. She said, if I didn't think there was a story worth telling, I wouldn't have come back. So according to Daisy Ridley, this thing is a go. We're doing it. Ray's coming. Listen, I could give a good goddamn if it comes or not. I don't really care. I mean, it's an uninspiring character with an uninspiring story that they treat literally as Star Wars Jesus. So I'm good on Ray. I'd never, and then again, as I've said before people try to say, oh, you hate. No, Daisy Ridley, I'm sure, is a fine lady. I'm sure she's great. I'd love to have a cup of coffee with Daisy. Has nothing to do with Daisy. Has everything to do with the character of Ray. So, and I could just give a good goddamn. So whatever they choose to do, keep it, green light it.
Could they make you miss Ray? Imagine they didn't make the announcement a year ago, 2 years ago at that convention. What if they just kind of like didn't talk about Ray and we learned 4 years from now, Ray is returning? Would you go, oh, her? We haven't seen her since 2019.
I'd be like, oh, her? Why?
Oh.
Her own film or as like a cameo?
Yeah, like her own film, like this is being advertised.
Nah, fam. She had a whole trilogy. We know what this character is. It's good. Let's let it go.
My thing is,
let it go.
But at this point in the Star Wars galaxy, at this timeline, she's it. No one else has the Force. We have to utilize.
Let's get the fuck out of this timeline and start something new. What is the point of you wrangling in all these IPs if you're not going to do something new? Like the last two movies, Star Wars feature films of the Star Wars, trilogy arc, right? They were terrible. They were god awful, but they were hodgepodges of past films, and we lived with that in Force Awakens. But the last two were terrible, right? But they still have not done anything that is broken away from George's story, his original story. So if you're just going to be so hardened about not going with his treatments or whatever, or not going the way that things were going after episode 6, then do it. Then go to another time. Go to another place in space. Infinite. There's so many planets and areas we can go to. Do something else, because it's just not their version of George's Star Wars. Sucks. It sucks. I had a question though for you, Chill. Is the final nail in the coffin for the Rey movie Kathleen Kennedy's retirement?
What? What do you mean is the final? What do you mean?
Meaning, when Kathleen Kennedy retires, that's
Then it won't
automatic
happen.
death. Then the Rey movie's done. So then that has to happen first, theoretically, for this movie to be out of there, right? How long is this lady going to prolong her exit?
She's 71. She wants to leave on a win. Mandalorian and Grogu will be that victory. It'll make $1 billion. And she goes, enough Hollywood. I've done it. Bye. And then when that happens, new manager comes in and goes, we don't want to do Rey.
Are you afraid that how they left off with the last 3 seasons of Boba Fett, the last season of Mandalorian, and Ahsoka, and you can throw Obi-Wan in there too? Are you afraid that hodgepodge of TV shows isn't really setting us up well for a TV show to transition over to a feature film?
No, I think they actually are great. They are well promoting this finale of the Mandalorian story.
Okay.
Because Grogu, or Baby Yoda, known to the casuals, that's huge. The casuals know who he is, and you're just trying to sell a movie ticket for a one-time experience. You can do that with Grogu, even if season 3 was left.
I was about to say, I hope that it hasn't been damaged, because if the merchandise isn't selling, does that speak to the health of the character in general? Is my only concern in that, you know?
Does something? The merch isn't selling?
Well, the Grogu merch had kind of slowed down a bit. Like, nothing was really selling out of the Lucasfilm verse, but the one thing that was doing well was the Grogu toys, and that had kind of tapered off a bit at around that time. Actually, that season 3 of Mando was going on. It was a big story that the guys over there at Park Place were running with. So I don't know if that is the case. That is where that type of stuff shows up, is in merchandising, right? If you see a crack there, and then you have to grow this audience, which is still pretty popular over Mandalorian, and even just specifically talking Grogu or Baby Yoda, as the casuals would know him. You have to grow that exponentially. Like, a good audience watching from home is not the same thing as people leaving their houses and going paying an average of $14 to go see this flick. So it's just, you have to get bigger and you have to maximize at the same time. So it's like, it's a lot to ask coming off of what they showed the last time we seen them on screen.
They can stop. Like, I'm serious. This is a character we got introduced to in 2018. 2018 is when we got introduced to Grogu. And he is still cooing, goo goo gagaing. He still barely knows how to use the Force. We still don't even know the full story of the traumatic backstory that's going to take us right back to the Clone Wars. So what Star Wars needs to do is take a long, hard look in the mirror and say, let's not. And let's just sit and dwell and write and create and be creative like we once were when we first started this whole fucking thing. And let's not do a Star Wars anything, show, movie, a fucking coloring book for at least 10. Yeah, I'm sorry. Give it some fucking time.
Said, put this thing in the dirt. A decade.
Give it some fucking time. And I'm a massive Star Wars fan, but this is there's nothing they are doing that I'm excited for right now. Nothing that is coming out. Not besides I can say the Grogu and Mandalorian movie. Like, okay, sure, but I'm not like, I can't wait. I'll see it when I see it. And that's just where I am with Star Wars.
Ahsoka season 2, I'm amped for. Dave Filoni has everything to do with that project. And Andor, I don't care for, whatever. We know what happens to that character in the movie Rogue One. He doesn't have the Force.
Have you revisited Ahsoka since?
No.
Since you should. I have.
It's nice.
It's different.
Is it better?
I won't say it's better, but I won't say it's worse either. I will say it. we did a lot of nothing. Like I said, it's that one thing that one dude said. Dave Filoni will take the ship will crash and we'll spend the entire episode fixing the ship. And it's like we did a whole lot of nothing to get to Thrawn, to get to nowhere. This planet that's supposed to be in the unknown regions. It's just desolate. It's a desert. We did a whole bunch of nothing.
It was in unknown regions, or was it another galaxy, Peridia?
Another galaxy, sure. I mean, unknown regions, I'm sure we'll call it that. That's what they want to call it.
Look, I'm happy for Ahsoka. I'm happy that we get to see projects that Dave Filoni has everything to do with. I don't pin Acolyte on him or Andor on him. We're at a better time. An absence of shows doesn't resolve anything.
I mean, I wouldn't go as far as Darius and say a whole decade, but an absence of shows does two things. It shocks your audience, right? And for better or worse, it gives them an expectance of something else. It gives them the anticipation for something new. And then it gives you an opportunity to reset creatively, right? If you're not actively building narrative or driving you somewhere storyline wise, you kind of get a clearer view, or you have more control. You're not actively adding things to whatever narrative problems you already have if you're not actively creating projects. I think maybe there's some wisdom to that, but not a whole decade. No. You'll lose a generation. You'll lose an entire generation of potential moviegoers.
But see, that's even the thing. I've seen that conversation. I don't know too many little kids that are into Star Wars like that.
That's their fault. That's
their fault. That's their fault. Exactly. Yeah, it is their fault. And so it's like, yeah. I mean, it's not like they're not working on other things outside of Skeleton Crew and some of the movie stuff. They're working on another animated show, rumored wise, and they're working on some pirate show. If they're smart, they need to center that animated show around Luke.
All of those projects now will have to worry about, oh, is this going to push it? Is this going to fuck up the continuity? Are they going to introduce some character that we wanted to see theatrically and he's going to be underwhelming? Are they going to push us further into this rut that we are? That is the danger in continuing letting even smaller projects go, because as we can see, people will take liberties that will go far and beyond what their capacity is and absolutely ruin it. So maybe there's something to pausing just a bit, just for a moment, especially until we get the old lady out of the Wicked Witch of the West.
I mean, think not exactly the same, but when they stopped with Clone Wars, after that last season 6, we thought that was it. And it was years before that season 7 came. And that season 7, when that got announced, the fandom were pretty hyped.
But you were talking about a fandom that was already consuming and was probably in their either adults or in their formative years. Definitely, so they had a longing for it. They had nostalgia built for it. If you take that gap, the children now who are looking for new things to do, first of all, they're going to be on anime. Yeah. They won't even be looking into anime, Dune, and other stuff. They won't be paying attention to Star Wars. You will have surrendered the entire audience.
I was watching My Dad the Bounty Hunter thinking this is actually, you could apply this into a Star Wars and it would have worked perfectly fine. My Dad the Bounty Hunter is Star Wars, essentially. He's used the same rules, same logic and everything. They have species, they have humans, they take place in space. They need to hire people who love Star Wars but are just not working at Star Wars. Maybe that's the problem. They're not hiring the people who love Star Wars. We got Dave Filoni, but he's just one man. Who else is there? And maybe there's a couple more. Not to disrespect everybody, but let's try it out. I want to know what John Watts can do with Skeleton Crew. And I know there's a Jedi in there. There's a dude with a lightsaber that Jude Law is playing, and that's so optimistic to me. Maybe he can be a guy who trains one of those 4 skeleton crews, or all 4 of the crew members have Force. And what I was looking for from the Rey franchise, I won't need anymore. We don't need Rey, because we got these other guys who are traveling the galaxy who can use the Force, and they'll continue the legacy of the Jedi.
I'm going to be honest with you. Fuck them kids. I'm just
going to rip your face off. Watch. Skeleton Crew.
I don't think so, bro. You think so?
And the Captain Kennedy get that ass on up through.
Man,
This was
if
a
it
John
is,
Watts pitch
I'll
that
be
he gave to
shocked.
Favreau. This is not a Kennedy produced anything. She has no power.
Damn.
Damn what? This is gonna be it. This is
No, I mean, damn, it's not going to usher her out. She's not going to take it as a dub, so she's not going to leave.
oh yeah, damn.
Yeah.
We'll see how it really is.
Of course they need new management. Return of the Jedi, 1983 Phantom Menace, 1999, they can do it. No, they're not gonna go 16 years. They've gone 6 years without a film, actually, now that we're thinking of it. To some people, they haven't seen a Star Wars in 6 years.
I guess, yeah.
Oh,
It's
they really
only
film-wise, yeah.
So if they were to
Film-wise, yeah.
halt what they were currently doing or delay the Grogu movie by 2 years, it would have to be.
That's not. They've still been in streaming, so it's not an absence. There's been no absence.
Right.
We've gotten stupid shit. I was really amped for the Boba Fett show. I really was. Crime. It was like I thought it was going to be like some, mob crime gang. Nigga, no. They turned Boba Fett.
I don't think Boba Fett's going to be in this movie.
He's not.
Oh,
Tamir Morrison said that he has not been contacted.
That's so fucked, man. That's terrible because he literally leased out 2 episodes of his own series to Mando and Grogu, and now they're not even going to get him back. He's not going to appear in the movie.
I think he's not coming back. One, because I think they over at Lucasfilm love him, but I think also he just openly was speaking out in interviews against it. He in interviews he was saying how
it was bad.
Yeah, bro. Of course it was.
When the audience doesn't like it, they shouldn't have to stand in front of that criticism and disagree. If they don't honestly disagree, like if the discourse is that loud and they agree and they could speak to some of the reasons as to why, fam, I worked for you. I was under contract. Now I'm not under contract. Like he's doing like small cons and saying this type of stuff. Like he's not even at SDCC saying this shit. He's at small places, small venues telling this stuff. He should be able to talk.
Yeah, he didn't even launch an OnlyFans. You just let the man talk at the little conventions in New Zealand and let him do his thing. And actors lie. He's definitely probably a cameo. He may not even know he's in it. They're gonna put a masked dude in, and then 3 months before the movie, hey, can you do this voice work, Temuera Morrison? We want you to do Boba Fett. Oh yeah, I'll do it, sure. And he's in the movie.
I hope so.
Yeah, we'll see. I know Cad Bane better be in it. I know we haven't seen the last of Cad Bane in live action.
That was another one of them characters that I was hoping to see do a little bit more. Him, Thrawn, like I just didn't get enough to be intimidated. They didn't give me enough. And
I'm not in that crowd during this, and I know this is a winded Star Wars thing. I'm not in that crowd that's like picking at who plays Thrawn.
Elon Musk.
Dude from House of Cards. He's what is his name? Lars.
Lars. I wasn't in that crowd picking at Lars for the weight, but I do agree. I do agree. I know it's like but I do agree. You watch Rebels, bro. Thrawn is kicking when he's fighting those droids, he's shadow troopers. He's fucking them up. I don't see Lars fucking anybody up. So I'm just like, what the wrong is this?
Double, huh?
Yeah. Wow.
That is Mads Mikkelsen's brother. I was like, why is that?
Yeah. I was actually gonna say he did the voice properly, but he is the voice actor too.
Yeah, he is the voice actor. That's what was so dope about him coming back. Did you see though the question that Rob asked on Twitter, who would win, Cad Bane or Star-Lord?
Before we ask that question, who's Rob?
Rob, Comics Explain Rob.
Okay. I got Cad Bane.
Oh yeah, easily. All day. There's no,
what version of Star-Lord are we talking about here? I'm gonna be the quintessential comic book fan. What version of Star-Lord are we talking about here?
Any version.
Nah,
Cad gets him.
Nah, so it was either the power cosmic or he was like a Herald of Galactus. One of those. He had some sort of cosmic power for a minute. He got roped up.
In the second movie?
No. Oh, we talking about MCU Star-Lord. We talking about Chris Pine or Chris Pratt.
Chris Pine.
Yeah, no, that guy's done. No, not him. Thought we were talking about like an actual comic book version of Star-Lord.
Look at this too. I agreed with this when this shit was going around. This on the far right was Disney's.
Oh.
They really should have done the longer
face.
Yes. Oops. Yeah, the longer face here. Just looks so much better.
Also, go more prosthetic, man. Stop being so dependent on the damn CGI. So CGI heavy. It makes everything look fake.
And if they change it, will you be mad they're not consistent, or would you go, "Oh, they made it newer this time"? Because I wouldn't mind if you change it like we changed Luke. Luke looked better in the second.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind at all. I agree. I think that would look good.
The only time I don't like stuff like that is when you go like way back old. Like Hayden Christensen at the end of Empire is disgraceful. I just hate it.
I don't know why they did that.
It's just disgraceful. It is awful.
It's like that. It's like it's a Big Bang Theory. I was watching. It's one of my favorite fucking shows. That's my show. I'll put that show in the background for anything. Sheldon was like, they were about to have a Star Wars marathon. He said, or even put it in before George Lucas decides to change something in it again. Oh shit! Oh god, that was. They're always picking at George Lucas. It's just some funny ass shit. What's next on our docket?
James Gunn. Listen, guys. New show, Penguin. It's on Amazon Prime. I should mention, they started licensing their shows out because David Zaslav knows streaming is not the first destination. It's the final destination. We have a library of shows on our streaming service. Sit back, enjoy, and binge it. But you should be able to shop around your shows to go different places. So the Penguin is with that. It was picked up by Amazon. It's on Prime there. And did I say the Penguin or Capes Crusader? My bad. I'm so wrong about that. Capes Crusader is what I was thinking about. I'm combining two stories. My mistake. Let me restart this over again. The DC Studios logo is appearing on James Gunn non-produced things. Okay, so the Christopher Reeve Superman of Tomorrow, that thing has the DC Studios logo on it. There is a constant and now a growing complaint online that he is taking credit and he's saying this is mine, even though he had nothing to do with it and it was in development prior. The new Batman movie, The Batman with Matt Reeves, the sequel, will have a DC Studios logo. And I just don't think there's anything wrong with that. That's DC. The studio, yeah, we know this studio didn't exist. He never said, and I wrote this. He probably had a very minimal part in this rollout, very minimal. He might have a signature on a paper here or there, but it's okay. DC Studios isn't him saying it's mine. He never says that. Why do we hate him? James Gunn doesn't do much. He hasn't said much. I'm rooting for him as a fan of DC, as a fan of competition. If they can make Marvel increase their quality, and if they can provide something different, I want him to win. I hate seeing the negative news stories about him. Am I alone right now? Because I think we're doing a disservice to James Gunn by finding every little thing and nitpicking his problems. Oh, this has the DC Studios logo. Why would he do this to Christopher Reeve? Oh, that's a dead man. What are you talking about? That's not shut up. James Gunn is working hard. He happens to have a DC studio. Where else is this going to come out with? What other logo was it supposed to come out with? The old DC logo? That doesn't exist anymore. Let's get people to notice the new logo. It's just a logo. A blue logo with the stars and it says DC.
I haven't seen. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Darius. I've been talking.
I hadn't seen this. Again, fake outrage. But if people really are upset about that, there are other things to be upset about. First of all, if James Gunn wants to come out and do the what's up, folks, before every DC film, he can do that. He's the fucking president. He has the right to do whatever he wants to do before any DC film. He's the president. If he wants to put that logo before every DC project, and first of all, just continuity wise, I guess, just to be under one umbrella. Why would you have separate logos going in front of? I mean, you look at Agatha right now. Marvel Studios is now doing that new Marvel television deal before the TV shows, instead of doing the dun 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 dun. You still hear that, but it's a little revised, a little cut down and shortened. It's still the same Marvel logo though. You know, so it's like, if James Gunn wants to do that, if people are upset about that, again, excuse me, fake outrage.
Oh, let me show you the meme before Marcus says anything. Now, who did this? And him slapping the logo on the penguin. Slapping the logo. Fixed it. But look, nobody here is liking his comment on the right. He's not wrong. He's taking credit. He's taking credit of projects where him or DC Studios weren't involved. And the guy does a shrug. Shut up. Bro.
So
that's weird to me. It's his studio.
I'm gonna both sides of this thing for a second. So
James Gunn has a right to defend himself. I'm kidding. I'm sorry.
Jesus. Let's start with Gunn's perspective, right? So I think one of the only things that he said when he first got this job that has remained true was that he was going to attempt to get everything under the same umbrella. There were so many factions, not even just within his own playground at DC, but Warner Brothers as a company was very segmented, fragmented in a lot of different pieces, right? Like HBO itself had like 3 different tiers. There was like HBO.com. There was HBO, the linear channel on TV. There was all the different apps that they had. They had HBO Direct. They had HBO Go. And it was just a lot of shit going on there. So there is a lot of reason to want to start organizing differently than what had been done under other regimes, Walter Amada, right? At the same time, there's a couple things with that. Number one, I don't feel like it's gone far enough. Like this old mea culpa, everybody playing their own sandbox thing is not going to work long term. I think it may satiate people short term as long as you're making good films. We'll see what happens with the Joker. But at long term, everybody doing their own thing in superhero world now doesn't usually, you don't maximize that way, right? You want those successes to pile up on each other and come to a crescendo, right? Even if you're not going to lean full tilt into the shared universe thing, you kind of want to have your Godzilla versus Kong moment. You want to have that opportunity to maximize the profit at its peak off the IP. So I don't think he's gone far enough in that to pull everybody together. And then for the other teams of people who are creating these in separate studios, we talk about a little bit every now and again. We talk about how Kevin Feige's name is on everything in the MCU and how he receives so little of the blame for what is going on with the current state of things there, right? He's the executive producer of damn near every project, but like he doesn't really wear the blame for She-Hulk. He doesn't wear the blame for, any of the losses Marvel has taken, Ant-Man or the Marvels, no matter how involved he actually is, because we know he was very heavily involved in the Marvels, right? Even striking a lot of what Nia DaCosta wanted to do in that film.
It was Victoria Alonso's fault, Marcus.
I don't know what you're talking about, fam. She was long gone. But in anyways, is that what you want at DC? Like the I guess the rosy colored glasses version of that is James Gunn does what he needs to do. DC is a more profitable platform. It pushes Marvel to do better, and all superhero fans win, right? The inverse of that is that he doesn't do very well. He puts his name on everything. None of the failures are his fault. He constantly shuffles the board with creators and kicking them out as if they're the issue. And he sends out the new creators with the same directive, kind of like the guy at the other studio. Do you want to create that same situation in the rival studio? Because then we're screwed altogether. I don't like the idea of 2 minds running the entire universes of DC and Marvel. I don't like that. having final say, final go, and they are the only creative thought that wins out in a room. I don't like that. I don't like that idea. I hate that that's the way it works at Marvel. I wouldn't encourage it to be that way at DC.
Yeah, you did both sides of this. Like,
see, both sides like motherfucker, didn't I? I don't know who to go with. But
I think that some
with James, at least, it's all or nothing, bro. You can't. I don't want to see, Jason Momoa get to hang on to Aquaman. You don't bother Matt Reeves and everything he got going on with Batman. We're gonna leave. Who's doing Joker? Who's the director of Joker?
I don't know.
Todd Phillips.
Joaquin Phoenix, right? Todd Phillips. There you go. You're letting Todd Phillips do what he wants in the Joker. Like, your brother and your wife are casting your movies and shit. Like, look, man, put your foot down or don't. Put your foot down or don't. But it feels a little weird that, like, yeah, I'm head honcho, I'll slap my tag on everything. We're one DC. But everything else underneath it feels a little loosey-goosey. It's kind of like, let everybody just kind of get along and we'll see how this works out. There's not much reins being taken right now. That worries me a bit.
This problem will be over next year. As soon as the Batman comes out, Joker will be out already. Maybe the Caped Crusader will get another season. Peacemaker also. After that, we're good. There's nothing more in the old regime. We're good.
Any worries about the early reviews on Joker 2?
Oh no, that's going to abysmally bomb. Yeah. Abysmally. I'm telling you, it's not going to do great at all. And I know, Chill, you're making that face, brother. The conversation online right now from people, it's not pleasant. I don't see anybody going to really see this film.
The worse it makes, the better Superman legacy will be. They'll go, okay, good. He's James.
That, man. This is not. They are not a healthy ship. They need momentum going into Superman, man. It can't be. You can't have that DC.
You don't think that trailer will do it?
Taste in your mouth, and then just be like, "Oh, everybody go see Superman," though. Because this is like, what confidence have you built in this thing, man? You've been here, what, 2 years now? Is this 2 years? Okay, we should be getting some positive momentum here. So if Joker ain't it,
well, the Joker ain't
gonna be it. Batman ain't it. What if Batman takes a step back because Joker wasn't it? Like, that's a snowball effect he can't afford.
I don't know why well, whatever. I just don't know why this was the route with Joker. Again, my issue is this. Not just the musical, well, that too, but not just the musical route. My thing is, like I said the last time I talked about it, what is he doing? Is he just running around Gotham? Or like on talk shows? Like, is he poisoning the water supply? Is he like putting gas? Like, what is he doing? What the fuck is he doing? So it's like, I don't care to go see him just walk around singing songs with Lady Gaga for 2 hours. No.
And then the movie makes it seem like she's a patient, not the doctor. So they've totally just flipped the characters on their heads too. Like, they changed the arc. I mean, changed the background.
Yeah.
63%.
What's
Rotten
that?
Tomato or Metacritic? Which one? Clarify, Sam.
Yeah. Okay.
The ending leaked and it's terrible.
Yeah, that's. I wasn't gonna talk about it because I know nobody probably wants to hear about it.
I don't want to spoil it. We won't spoil it for anybody.
Yeah, but yeah, that.
Okay.
That. So we'll see. We will see. I think they should have left it at the 1, like originally planned. But of course, money talks. So they did the second one.
Never underestimate the virality of a moment in anything. Never underestimate it, because decision makers see that and they have a knee-jerk reaction to lean into it with all of their hearts. They believe they're the smartest people in ever.
Yeah.
And that they are the only ones that can see that. Oh my God, look at all these people getting excited about that stair scene. Oh my God. I got it. A musical.
That's exactly how it happened.
That's how it happened. The same reason why we're watching Agatha all along. It's the same reason.
And Mephisto's in it. Shout out to Eric Voss. Eric Voss is the reason why this is happening.
Damn, I kind of want to watch it now because I was on the Mephisto train in WandaVision.
Do you remember Nate Moore?
Have you not watched Agatha?
No, fuck no.
Oh, it's pleasantly surprising. I will tell you.
Darius, don't start with me.
No, it is. It is pleasantly surprising.
Don't tell me that you can't give Skeleton Crew a chance, but you out here watching Agatha alone. I'm not doing that with you. I'm not playing
no. Agatha. I have history with Agatha. I have no history with these fucking kids, but I have history.
What the history do you have with her?
WandaVision.
Damn,
WandaVision. And there has been references from WandaVision in it.
Other than Catherine Hahn, who in this show is from WandaVision?
Everybody.
The 70s show mom.
The whole cast. Herb, the black dude, the entire WandaVision cast.
They ain't got Tiana Paris in there.
Well, no, she's not.
Yeah. And obviously no Wanda.
Well, no Wanda. But the townspeople. The townspeople.
All the townspeople are still there. Okay. The Westview people. Who gave a shit about the Westview people?
The Westview people.
They care about them folks. We watched Wanda torture them for 8 episodes and then watch gleefully as she beat the shit out of Agatha. Okay? We didn't care about the people. We didn't care nothing about them people.
It has been good. It has been good. I'm shocked.
Maybe I'll take a look. I got a lot of stuff on the docket, man. It's a lot of other things going on right now.
I'm gonna need one more week of good reviews before I return to the show because I'm not feeling it.
Yeah, I feel like
you didn't like it.
It's a setup.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
Week 2 of Acolyte was okay.
Let's talk about week 1 of this show. All right. She thinks she's a cop. Like, this is not continuing any story at all. You're talking about how Ahsoka didn't move anything forward. This didn't move anything forward. We just had nothingness and nothing progressed.
Oh, the mind thing hasn't come off yet?
Thing.
No, it's off. It's off.
But it takes a full episode. There are inconsequential occurrences to begin this episode, to episode 1. And I'm just like, hurry up. Well, all the special effects, all the money that they're using on this, it's pointless. To me, it's directionless and it has no weight. I hate that kind of storytelling. And I hated it in WandaVision for the first 3 episodes.
My thing, Aubrey Plaza.
In the episodes that she's been in, she was good. She was in the first one. Or second one, whichever one it was. First one, she's in the first. It hasn't, like I said, it hasn't been that bad. But I didn't go into WandaVision expecting it to go into Agatha expecting it to be like, here's where we're going with the MCU or anything like that. I feel like the Mephisto stuff, obviously, and for everybody out there, brother, everybody out there, I'm sorry to burst bubbles. If you think that Joe is playing Nicholas, you're wrong. It's Billy.
Brother.
Well, it's a theory. It's a theory. He is who he is. So he's not Nicholas Scratch or anything else. But
we're well past the MCU days of them like putting actual Easter eggs and building upon it, and then us being able to decipher it. We are so gone out of that. Like that. Stop expecting that.
I am gone.
Yeah. Stop expecting that. That's no longer happening. They're no longer the Easter eggs that they're dropping out there are meaningless. It's going to lead to nothing. Don't even expect it. We are on a very linear track in terms of storytelling right now for the MCU. So don't expect too many twists and turns.
I expect Brave New World to lean into Thunderbolts, Dark Avengers. I expect that. That's about it. When it comes to connectivity, everything else is just separate.
I mean, put it this too, because I see people saying they don't want to know anything. I don't know anything about Agatha outside of the leaks that came out a long time ago, and I don't even know if that shit is still anything because I stopped paying attention to them. But saying who Joe Locke's character is, I feel like that's got to be obvious. I feel like if you don't know who his character is,
so I always thought it was Wiccan, right?
And I'm like,
it's Wanda's son. but like how does that please people? How will people go, oh, I think it's got to be Mephisto? Then because that's what the point of this theory and all the surprise. There needs to be a surprise at the end, and I think the only thing to do is Mephisto.
I don't think
They have to be good enough to set that up. They have to be thinking.
Mephisto.
You got to be thinking like, all right, we gotta knock it out of the park with Agatha. We need an actual MCU reveal. I don't have the faith in them. I don't have it to deliver. Matter of fact, I'll make you a bet right now. If that kid is Mephisto and they hide it well enough that it surprises the audience too, I will go back and we will review all 8 episodes of Agatha. I'll go back and review all 8 episodes in depth. We will break down all 8. All 8 if it's actually Mephisto. I have no faith.
Do you remember when Nate Moore was doing that stupid interview that we all quote? It was a matter of minutes, and that's how long it took to not recast. Same interview, he says, "Why did you guys think it was Mephisto?"
Yeah, literally.
Internet,
right?
He's not that fancy of a character. I never cared to. Who cares about that character? They think so low of him, right? They think low of this show also. So he was perfect for Agatha all along. Mephisto will be in this. Mephisto is an Ironheart.
Mephisto is going to show up in what, devil form or Sacha Baron Cohen form?
Both.
Because I don't see him showing up in devil form in Agatha. If he's not going to show up in devil form, rumored wise, in Ironheart, and that's where he's supposed to rumored to be showing up physically in the MCU, I damn sure don't see him showing up in devil form in Agatha.
What does Mephisto have to do with Ironheart?
Great question. I have no fucking clue why he's in Ironheart.
Because
the Red Hood is working for him or something like that, or doing biddings or something. I don't know. I don't know. But he also owns Avengers Tower. So why? What he wants with it? I don't know. But I don't know if he shows up in this. I also don't think that I don't think that Joe is Mephisto. I think there is some connection to Mephisto through Joe. But I don't think he is Mephisto. I don't even think he knows. I don't even think he is aware of the connection to himself as Mephisto.
It's nice to have a theory, though. And that's what they're doing by making it. Every time they say Mephisto or the name of his character, something happens. Like we don't hear it anymore. Or what's going on? Do I got to turn on my volume? You try to put it on subtitles, nothing happens. Like they're playing with us. And yeah, they're going to be here for 9 weeks.
But one thing that he did say in this last episode was that at 13, a lot of crazy things happened to me at 13 years old too. He's now 16 in this show. 3 years ago was WandaVision. He would have been 13. A lot of weird shit happened to Billy at 13 years old in Westview.
What fucking year is it in the MCU time? Is it 2028? They came back. It was 2025. So is it 2028?
They came back from the blip 5 years later. 2018 plus 5.
So
2023.
2018 plus 5. I thought. Okay, 2018. Okay, gotcha.
I don't think it matters actually, Marcus. You care about the stuff more than they do. Maybe it matters for the child's age, but and this little boy's age, but that would be it.
Raymond says 2023.
Yeah, it was 2023. So 2018 is when the blip happened, and then 5 years from that, 2023. So 2026, it should be right. 3 years after WandaVision.
Yeah.
Yeah, so but we watched Wakanda Forever. Wakanda Forever said this is 1 year since T'Challa returned. So whatever movie they go with, we just have to accept whatever time it is.
Yeah. I guess we can't expect consistency, huh?
Yeah.
But it is. I'm not I'm not up at night like I was with WandaVision, theorizing at 2 a.m. But it is fun to be like, oh, that could be a thing, I guess. Or this person could pop up, I guess.
Look at you two trying to convince yourselves. Oh, I guess it could be okay. I guess it could be cool. No, we used to willingly stay up until the middle of the night to talk about this shit, and it's just not there anymore.
No, of course. No, that's definitely not there. Like I said, that was some lunatic shit. Waking up at 2 a.m. for WandaVision and then hopping on Twitter afterwards to theorize with people you don't fucking know.
Every Wednesday night. Every Wednesday night.
Yeah, no, that was some shit. What's next on our docket?
We can do the starting 5 for Netflix.
Let's do that one.
How amped are you guys for that? Because Domantas Sabonis, Jimmy Butler putting put him on television.
Why is Wardell not in it?
Starting 5 for Netflix. What are we talking about here?
There's a new Netflix basketball documentary series. They'll be following them this year, and there are 5 players selected. 2 of them are Los Angeles Lakers. They got LeBron. Not the younger one, but the older one.
Mm-hmm.
I know I have to clarify, right?
Mm-hmm.
They got LeBron and Anthony Davis.
Okay, great.
Woo! They got LeBron, Sabonis. They got Anthony Davis. They've got Jimmy Butler, and who was the other one?
Tatum and Domantas Sabonis.
Yes.
So if we don't make the playoffs this year, I know who to blame. The Netflix. The Netflix cameras, yeah. One year it was Space Jam. Another year it was the shop interviews. He was calling off, taking games off, so he go record shop.
Yeah.
So now it'll be the Netflix cameras.
Why are we mad at Rob Pelinka? Because you guys could have had DeMar, but you guys chose Russell Westbrook.
A unit, as in AD and LeBron chose Russell Westbrook. So yeah, again, why are we mad? Like you said, why are we mad at Rob Pelinka? He does virtually everything you ask him to do. This is the most maddening thing. That's how I know that Clutch runs the media, at least for basketball, because it is this nasty cycle, right? Where you have to do everything for LeBron. You have to do what LeBron's asking you to do. You got to get shooters for LeBron. You got to get wing defenders so LeBron doesn't have to guard the wing. You got to get rebounders so LeBron doesn't have to rebound. You got to get this. You got to get that. You got to get that. Right? And then they do it. And they're like, oh my God, what a great team they put it on LeBron. And then he doesn't perform. And they're like, oh my God, the GM shit. Look at this shit team around LeBron. And it's like anything to keep this man from having the responsibility of the things that happen for him it seems to be the directive of a lot of figures in the media.
He could take a pay cut. He won't, because he doesn't need the money. He'll get the money from like everything else he'll do in life. If he can bring a championship to LA, the opportunities he will have because of that are going to make back the $30 million or whatever it is. He's going to cost the salary.
It was never about the chips. It was never about the chips. It wasn't about the chips.
Wait, the cameras are following them this season or this past season?
Did it already happen?
No,
they've already filmed it because they've already got footage that they've shown in the trailer.
I got it open here. Coming out from... Ever wonder how the best athletes in the world maintain their bodies and balance their personal lives over the span of a grueling season? Starting 5 is a new 10-part Netflix sports series. Provides an intense behind-the-scenes look at the league's 5 best players. They share a common goal of winning.
Wardell's not in there. Sorry. Where's Steph?
5 of the... What you can expect to start in 5. Here's everything you need to know about the upcoming series produced by Uninterrupted. Who are the players? We already know that. What will be shown? Bunch of names. Wait, President Obama? Michelle Obama?
I'm sure. You know Obama's tight with
this.
You know Obama's tight with the NBA like that. He'd be
what
up there
does he have
playing
to do with this though?
He's probably just making an appearance.
Yeah, I'm wrong.
Making an appearance.
It's about last season. It's not about the upcoming season.
I was gonna say it had to have been last season because that's when LeBron did the whole Joker thing for Halloween, and that was in the trailer.
Oh, great, cool.
So it's not affecting y'all this season.
Oh, I have no more confidence in this making the playoffs, but I just wanted to know if this was going to be the excuse. Once it's all said and done.
Yeah, when I saw this picture and I looked at the very end, I was just like, tough. He has his moments, don't get me wrong. But again, I pose. Where's Wardell? Was Steph busy? Did he not want to?
Where's Wardell? There's no Kevin Durant. There's no Giannis.
Yeah. Now I can see KD saying no. KD's he's an asshole. KD's an asshole.
Fan. He's a Drake fan. Give him a break. He's had a rough year.
He wasn't an ass like that when he lived here in Oklahoma City, but he's an ass. I met him a couple times in the city, but ever since then, I haven't met him since. Nigga's an ass. And Westbrook is a motherfucker I wouldn't approach in public either. You don't know what mood he's in.
Hey man, yeah, you're right. That's just somebody I'll probably avoid because I just don't think there's an interaction that would end well at all. It just
Not at all.
doesn't seem like an interaction that would end well.
And I promise you, Westbrook looks like he will beat the brakes off of you. Like, bro, that dude.
You ever see those videos? You call him Westbrook. He goes, "Beg your pardon? What? What'd you say?" And then
hey, I swear to God, if I ever have the pleasure of getting floor seats with Russell Westbrook, first of all, he's the easiest person to agitate.
Oh yeah,
like I've never seen an NBA player get into that many verbal altercations with fans as Russell Westbrook as he has in his career. It's astounding, honestly. But he's the easiest person to bait. And if you're right, Darius, then I just became a very wealthy man. I'm gonna let him do whatever the fuck, whatever the hell he wants to do. Whatever. I'm gonna say something about his mom while he kicking me in the chest. Yeah, go hard. Come on. Because I'm gonna take it all, baby. What did the Lakers give you to leave? 40 million? Yes, sir. I'll take 15. Sound good? You can spread it out over 10 years.
15 million? I want more.
I'm going in.
I want more. When I was a sophomore in high school,
I want to get paid.
Yeah,
If you don't be that dumb to risk your career arguing with me, then yeah, pay me. Like what could they honestly say to you outside of some racist stuff? Which, yeah, I would draw the line at that probably where my line would be. But I don't believe that every arena around the United States is bold enough to call you the N-word, even if they are sitting in them seats. At that, you got Boston, maybe one of the Dallas arenas, San Antonio, maybe something like that. Can't hear you, Chill.
Salt Lake City, they have a reputation.
Salt Lake City, yeah, Utah for sure.
They do.
I feel like Memphis is pretty.
Boston has a reputation.
Yeah,
Boston's fans.
Boston is terrible. Boston's took a shit
fans
on. Oh my God, man, why can't I think about his name? 10 championships. Damn it, he passed away this past year.
Oh, he passed. Bill Russell.
There you go. Bill Russell. 11 championships. Excuse me. Took a deuce on the man's bed after he won a championship. I just, yeah.
You guys see his new shoe? Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown.
All right, no Nikes. We're good. He turned down.
I thought he declined it.
Turned down a $50 million potential endorsement, just so that he could launch his brand new Jaylen Brown's, the new shoe.
Keep it.
You don't like that?
You know what? He took a risk. His shoe doesn't look like everybody else's shoe. It's original.
And maybe I'm assuming that looks stretchy right there at the.
I hope that's not a fabric shoe. Now that doesn't even make sense. Why would we be?
It doesn't. Hooping in a fabric, that really doesn't make sense. No, I don't like it.
What's the official shoe of AAU Darius?
We did. My boys wore whatever shoes they wanted to wear with their, obviously basketball shoes, but the boys had some clean ass shoes on, bro. Like, not everybody had clean shoes, like NBA players, but the boys had some clean ass shoes. Like right now, Giannis's shoes, ugly as shit to me. His shoes are ugly as shit.
Adidas?
I think so.
Probably.
I think Kyrie always has some pretty good shoes.
Kyrie, Paul George.
Yeah, Kobe's obviously. LeBron's when he stopped making them so heavy, they've gotten lighter. That helped a lot. Yeah,
when I was growing up, if you was a hooper in LeBron's, you was a big man for sure. Yeah. He was a big man. Because them things, you could wear them to school in the winter. They look like boots.
These are Giannis's?
Yeah, those are Giannis's.
Okay.
They're not that. This color's not bad. See, I've only seen them with multiple colors, and the multiple colors on that shit with the wavy shit at the bottom is hideous.
It looks like they just
did the LeBron.
What is that back? Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what that back pattern is. I've seen that before.
It's like Slime Time Live at Nickelodeon.
The Goosebumps logo.
Yeah.
No.
Harden had some good ones. Harden's got some good ones too.
Who's Arden with? Adidas.
Adidas.
Yeah, I'm not.
Then Katie's got some good ones too.
Katie's are dope. Katie's are dope.
Yeah,
I like it. How many versions? He's got volume 7. It says so. He's had 7 shoes so far.
Yeah,
hey, he's dropping in AI.
Yeah, he's got some good ones.
Those look like Iversons, fam. Those look like Allen Iversons. That's crazy.
You know what we gotta do. You know what we gotta do.
Trackmasters. Yo, check them out. It's the new A5s. You gotta rock them. They even put a zone in the league to try to stop him. He's the answer and the problem. You don't want it with the way that boy go to the hole and take punishment. The young boss of the cross for 4 quarters. And from 3-point land, he's all water. Matter of fact, call him the king. The way he breaks down the defense is like he got the ball on the string. And he will blow by you fast. Penetrate and dish it off or let it go high off the glass. All you need is a pair of these. Nothing else. Your hesitation and stopping Papa be something else. Track
don't them look like the Hardens though? The ones you got on this beat?
They do.
In case y'all want to take it to the park, high percentage. I'ma make it from the arc, take it from the heart. This is Kiss talking to you. The A5 limited edition, Reebok bought them to you. Even on the court we stay fly. Jada and AI, make sure you go get the A5s. Even on the court we stay fly. Jada and AI, make sure you go get the A5s.
I bet the A5s sold way more than the A4s.
Crazy.
Because of that one.
A5s went nuts.
The A5s. That's when you had your shorts coming way down.
Way down. It was about this much distance in between your shoes and the bottom of your pants, bottom of your shorts.
Oh yeah. Now, my boys, not just my boys, all the kids in AAU, the girls, they be rolling them bitches up
all the way up. I was like, you just want to be naked. Go on,
bro.
You know what I'm saying?
The first time I saw them do, I was like, "Why are y'all rolling y'all shorts up?" I was like, "Who did that first? Who did y'all see do that?"
I was gonna say one person does it, and then everybody. I think the first person I seen doing it a lot in the NBA was Jordan Poole. Like rolling it up to that degree was JP because he used to do that shit at Michigan all the time.
Yeah.
He would roll his joints up super, super high, so where you can only basically see the Michigan emblem at the bottom of the shorts.
That's what they would do. Yeah, bro. That's what, and their compressions would be showing more than anything. I'm like,
than anything.
Damn, y'all got them bitches up like volleyball shorts. I'm like,
they want to hoop in the track suits, in the track leotards. That's what they want to hoop in.
And it's crazy because I remember when I was in middle school running track, I didn't want to wear the short shorts. I was like, bro, I don't want to wear these. But now it's completely different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know where Jordan Poole became so influential, where he's got the whole basketball community of Norman, Oklahoma, pulling up their pants like that.
No, bro, it ain't just us. I'm telling you, we go everywhere. Those kids got their shorts rolled up.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Does anyone do the chalk thing, the LeBron chalk?
No.
You would think, since he's such an icon, and he's the best player in the NBA ever, all time. Best player of our generation. Blah 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 blah.
What do you think? A
lot of people copying LeBron.
The starting 5 is not going to get people growing out their unibrows, like the whatever. Like I'm just looking at these guys. Jimmy Butler will probably have some emo related, fun related thing in this in the documentary. I'm looking at Jason Tatum because he won the title. How are they gonna do the drama with Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum?
I feel like Jason's life is. I follow Jason on Snapchat. His life is boring. His life is
Deuce.
Yes, his life is Deuce.
LMA, isn't he dating her?
He is.
That's
baby mom, ain't it? Mm-hmm. Didn't they have a baby? They had a baby. No,
I'm pretty sure. I think they're just dating because she's not Deuce's mom.
Oh, he has a kid. Got you.
Yeah. She's not Deuce's mom.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought you were saying that his life was shit.
Oh no,
I wasn't putting that together. That was his son's name. I thought you were just saying his life was shit. Like it was.
Oh no.
I was like, Deuce. I was like, oh damn, okay.
No, yeah, that's his son, Little Deuce. He's already shooting, playing basketball.
Apologies to Deuce. Holy shit, that was.
I didn't know the Currys had another kid. When was Aisha pregnant? When did I miss that shit? They posted a family picture and I was counting. I was like, where did that one come from? Because the last one they had, I thought was Cannon, the boy. So they just had another boy.
Okay.
So we got 2 boys and 2 girls.
Damn.
Beautiful family. Beautiful family. Beautiful fucking house. Have you seen his house? God damn.
I bet he got 3 of everything. 3 washroom.
Yeah. They live in the life for sure. For
Cannon
sure.
Curry. That's a pretty good sports name.
Cannon Curry.
He's
Cannon's
the Curry
a big-
Cannon.
He's a chunky boy. He's a
Curry
chunky
Cannon is
boy.
nice. I like that.
I think his daughter plays tennis, the oldest.
Riley.
The one that was way back in the Cleveland 2016-2015 championship that was saying shh to the I want to go home, Daddy.
Isn't the one chick, she just got drafted. It's his goddaughter or some shit right there, right? She got drafted to the Sparks.
The white girl? That's
white
his
girl.
that's his yeah, I know what girl you're talking about. I forget her name. She's his
Cameron Brink?
yeah.
Cameron Brink.
Is that her? Yeah. Yeah. I was like, must be nice. How the fuck did you get to be Steph's goddaughter?
Steph Curry's goddaughter. Man.
I remember when everyone started bringing their kids, like Chris Paul's kid, who's like playing basketball now. But Chris Paul's kid, he did the Blake face. That was a cool scene. Derrick Rose had a kid on, and Derrick Rose. Hey, by the way, didn't he retire today? Derrick Rose?
Yeah. Shout out to Derrick Rose on the retirement. Yep.
Retired today.
That 50-point burst that he had at one time in New York, and
what, last 2 seasons ago?
Yeah,
yeah,
MVP season. That's it.
Yeah.
Damn.
That was it. Yeah, no.
Heroes.
He got what he wanted. He said, "Oh, I don't want to be old worrying about my knees." And Charles Barkley like made fun of him for it because like, you fool, I'm old and I was in my prime and I had to do what I had to do. Well, Derrick Rose left early. I mean, he left at an appropriate time. So this is what you wanted. You were rich. And he won your case. You have nothing.
You are rich.
His life is peaches. So go ahead.
Came back from the injuries, proved that he was still an NBA player after that. I don't think he's got anything left to prove.
Yeah.
He's got a TikTok trend. Ask your man about prime Derrick Rose, and you're supposed to secretly record your husband or your spouse, and they'll be like,
Bruh.
"Oh, he was amazing. Oh, yes." And you're supposed to see another side of your man after you ask them. And every video I saw was hilarious because they'll stop what they're doing, they'll press pause on their game, and they'll be like, "Oh, him? He was it."
No, that was
Miami
different.
Heat were happening.
That was different.
Yeah, he was.
Prime Derrick Rose was different. Then he got hurt, but he was different.
Heir apparent in Chicago, man. It was about to be crazy.
Yeah.
I remember when Ben Gordon started using the same locker as Michael, and they said he's like, someone has to use it. They called him Air Gordon, but no. He wasn't.
I haven't heard shit from Ben Gordon since
he left Chicago.
Yeah.
Where did he go? Detroit? Where did he go?
I have no fucking clue.
Luol Deng, though, after he was done robbing your team, Luol Deng went to South Sudan and just like killed it.
Yeah. Jeannie Buss and the Lakers organization paid for a lot of that. Whatever he was killing in South Sudan. He was paying that man for a long time.
Reverse colonization. That's what I'm talking about, Jeannie. You know what I like about Jeannie? When they had the bubble championship, she didn't do the thing where she lifts. She's the first one to lift up.
Just call it the championship. Every NBA team competed in it. It's a championship.
There's a relevant reason for why. It's because germs and everything and all that stuff. She was like, all right, guys, get your trophy. Like, she didn't do the fake, oh, we did it, guys. You know, like Mark Cuban and some of these owners like to go first. And
they want to be out front holding the trophy, right? Yeah.
And I hate that the fans cheer. Save your cheers. Cheer for when the coach touches it or whoever the first on the team touches it. Don't cheer for the owner. The franchise owner has nothing to do with the competition.
Sure. Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah, see, I'm a Steph fan. I'm gonna go where Steph goes. So unfortunately, I'm stuck with Steve Kerr. and will be, because Steph's not going anywhere. So will be stuck with Steve Kerr. I think Steve Kerr is an absolutely awful coach, and that was proven when his back. That was proven when his back was hurt and Mike Brown took over. We were undefeated. The game Steve Kerr came back, we lost. The game he came back.
Same thing with Luke Walton. You did the same thing with Luke Walton. Them boys was like 37-1 under Luke Walton.
Yeah, they were.
Got him the Lakers job.
Yeah. No, when Kerr is there, bro, it's like he can't make in-game decisions. It's like he's scared to make in-game decisions. And I'm like, what? Like the timeouts he calls sometimes, the substitutions he makes. Like, bro, I'm like, what are you doing?
I don't know. Maybe he knows how to talk to Steph, because in Team USA, they were losing games they had no business losing. And just Steph jacks up some 3-pointers and they win. Those last two ones against Serbia and France. So Steve Kerr he's just lucky he plays with Wardell.
That's it. That is it. He was lucky that he played with Mike, and he's lucky that he coaches Steph. So that's it. That is
man
it.
Has been very, very fortunate in his career, huh?
Yeah. That's funny though. What else was on there?
Have you guys seen the Am I Racist trailer from Matt Walsh? We know the Daily Wire type guys. You know those right wingers.
I'm familiar.
All right.
I didn't watch the trailer. I haven't seen it.
Should I pull it up? And I'm not sure if it'll be flagged or not, but should I pull it up?
What is the name of it? I Am Racist?
No. Am I Racist?
Am I Racist? Well, a question like that.
It's very open, but I'll play it first.
Let's be clear what's happening in this country. It's Nazism. Republicans are Nazis. You cannot separate yourselves from the bad white people.
Growing up in the 90s, I never thought much about race. Sure, you noticed, but never really seemed to matter that much, at least not to me.
Being a white, straight, cisgender man, it's the top of the pile.
I'm on the top of the pile. That's me. Am I racist?
I would really appreciate it if you left.
I'm trying to learn. I'm on this journey.
Can you please leave?
If I'm going to sort this out, I need to go deeper undercover. If I want to be an ally, I need to look like one.
What is racism?
Martin Luther King said not to judge people by the...
Martin Luther King said a lot of stuff.
Is America inherently racist?
What the hell is that?
The word inherent is challenging there. America is racist to its bones. All of the...
So inherently.
Yeah.
The entire system has to burn. And I'm not going to even use save this country. This country is not worth saving. This country is a piece of shit.
Oh, sorry.
They gonna say I'm racist.
Joining us now is Matt, certified DEI
The
expert.
unmitigated gall to use Nas. Oh my God.
So I'll look around the room and point to who we believe is the most racist person in the room. We want to rename the George Washington Monument to the George Floyd Monument. Would you mind signing it? You will? What do you think about this issue of heteronormativity and how it intersects with the broader structures of racism in society?
They gonna say I'm racist.
What's up with white people? What are you doing to decenter your whiteness?
Who's making it the center? Why are they doing that?
And what you're doing is you're stretching out of your whiteness. This is more for you in this view.
White folks,
White,
trash,
white,
white supremacy, white
What
women,
is
white
this?
boy, entitlement,
White.
centering, white silence.
Is there a black person around here?
There's a black person right here. Does he not exist?
They gonna say I'm racist, but they call everybody racist.
Hi, Robin.
Hi. And what's your name?
I'm Matt.
Matt. Hi,
Yeah.
Matt.
Nice to meet you.
Just had to ask who you are because you have to be careful.
Never be too careful.
They gonna say you racist, but they call everybody racist.
I guess I don't get it. Is it maybe it's humor that's I don't. Is it supposed to be funny?
It's only crazy if the country's working for you. It's only crazy if the country is working for you. But yeah, no, Daily Wire is a company that is owned by
He's a
Who
stretch
owns
out of
Daily
your
Wire?
whiteness.
Ben Shapiro.
Ben Shapiro. There you go. Thank you. Ben
Oh,
Shapiro
God.
owns Daily Wire. So yeah, I mean that's the first step into what we're dealing with here.
I didn't even
Matt
know.
Walsh himself is a political contributor, right? Of the type of variety that doesn't really, he's not entering into these discussions that he's having, even here on film. in earnest, right? Like, did you catch even in the trailer how often he was posing these concepts or these conversations to people who very visibly don't understand what it is the fuck he's talking about,
or they're way far off where let's get a camera on these guys to poorly represent.
Exactly, to poorly represent the issue or to tell how people don't really give a shit about it. Let me walk into some biker bar in the middle of middle America talking about heteronormative whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the type of Charlie Kirk Turning Point USA. Let me walk into a college campus and argue with college kids about economics and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, this is the slant is on, number one. Number two, I can already see where he's going with this. At the end, all of the phobe, any of that stuff is not real. It doesn't exist. It is just an utter and complete attack on white males. Right? You don't have to watch that film to know what it's about. America is attacking me. I'm a white guy. Let me be white and let me imperialize the entire world. That's all it is. Right? It's funny because it wasn't until they start talking about Martin Luther King until he asked a black person a question at all. until he showed a black person in the damn preview at all. We talking about how racist America is and how inherently racist it is and all the racist structures and racist systems. And we talked to an Indian woman. We talked to a white woman. There wasn't a black person in sight until he made some offhand joke about Martin Luther King. So if Jeremy Jahns felt it so important to review this movie, I'm not mad at the beef that people have with him over doing so. I do not think it's incumbent on you as a reviewer to review every single movie. That's nonsense. And to think that every reviewer reviews every movie is utter nonsense. It is not your responsibility to review every single movie that is ever made. That's horseshit, and that's something I'm gonna call out Robin Meyer Burnett on, because he came in defense of Jeremy Jahns saying that very thing. No, it is not incumbent on every reviewer to review every single movie.
So there's a responsibility to not magnify a message or an anti-inclusion message. He's what Matt Walsh is doing. Jeremy Jahns normalized it or provided it the stamp of approval. Look, it's a movie. I therefore will have to review it. Are we also mad at the theaters for hosting it? Like, what did Jeremy Jahns do so wrong, Marcus?
A studio paid for this to be.
The Daily Wire studio did it,
right? Cool. They paid for it to be in studio. I'm not arguing their right to create the film. I'm not trying to take their First Amendment rights away. I'm attacking the excuse as to why you wanted to talk about a racist movie. Why you wanted to highlight a racist film. Why that was the film that you felt so incumbent to review.
And post.
Let's see. It's one thing. Robot, Penguin, Never Let Go, Transformer Day One, Beetlejuice, Speak No Evil, Killer's Game, I Am Racist. Am I to believe that these are the only 6 films that have come out in the world for the last 2 months?
Dude, look at the video views though. It is a top movie. It's got where is it? 942K views, if you can see that, compared to this one, which is 150, compared to Beetlejuice, which was 450. It's the highest performing thing he got this month. So
it's very easy as to why. It's there. But let me ask you another question then. So then when the Cuties series was on Netflix, right? And that was a very controversial thing.
You have a responsibility not to post. You have a responsibility not to show attention and give attention to this stuff. Mm-hmm. Even if you're reviewing it and you're not saying it's the best movie ever, just that you're doing that, I take issue with. I'm upset Jeremy Jahns did that. I'm upset he did it. I also understand he has a right to do it. And then I know he's not. I think I said this with Star Wars Theory. They don't have the same sensibilities I have. They don't have the same experiences I have. I can't hold it against him like, well, I'll never watch Jeremy Jahns again. I can't do that.
I mean, I'm not that hyperbolic, and I'm not going to say that I was watching every Jeremy Jahns review to begin with. All I'm saying is it's disappointing to see people. Let me just put it in perspective for everyone here for a second, right? Kyrie Irving, basketball player, right? In no way, shape, or form connected to the film industry. Gets on an open social media site and retweets about a film that's being streamed on Amazon Prime, right? Man nearly has his entire career taken away from him. Jeremy Jahns reviews a film by a racist about being racist.
So it's comedy.
It is his domain, film, right? So he should have much more nuance into these situations. I want to show you the juxtaposition there. When Kyrie Irving steps out of his box and talks about some iffy subjects, the man they crucify him.
Gotcha.
But Jeremy Jahns is allowed to review a racist, in good faith, because you can promote racism in good faith.
Yeah, but it's disputable about him being racist and that this movie is racist.
Who's that? Matt Walsh?
Yeah.
It's not that disputable to
me. Well, not me either. I'm not defending him at all. And I'm not one to throw out cast aspersions.
No, I mean, it is what it is. I mean,
his whole life.
More proof than what's already out there. That's on you.
I think anything Daily Wire, I think you guys can forgive me for saying I'm not with it. And I think low of them and I'm not behind it. But it's not a definitive statement to say Jeremy Jahns reviewed a racist movie.
Okay. Okay.
There's no consequences to being anti-black.
No, there isn't.
Okay. Yeah, I think
there's no consequences to being anti-black. There's no consequences to fainting towards anti-blackness. There's no consequences towards being suggestive in your anti-blackness. There's no consequences in being passive-aggressively anti-black.
How do we?
There is no recourse for doing anything to black people. Period. And that's why I take so much offense. We can't talk about religious history in the context of another community, but we can out and out make fun of or belittle the strife or the oppression or the hardships of an entire people in a country in a film, and then still kind of be ambiguous on whether or not it's racist. That's the thing, right? It's out and out anti-Semitism one way, but it's he didn't say the hard ER, so it's not exactly racist, That's my issue I'm taking with the entire thing. It's easy enough to look at what someone is trying to promote and see that they're not doing it in good faith and take it at that. But the idea that you're going to walk into this honestly and review someone's work who is not being done in good faith is a fallacy. It's nonsensical. You know exactly what tilt he has before you ever open up the movie. The film is called Am I Racist? Right. Who asked that question if they don't already have a preconceived notion of what racism is and whether or not they are? Who would even pose that question that way if they didn't already have an idea of where they were going to be taking the entire endeavor? There was nothing about this that was done in earnest, and I'm not going to give him the amount of bail to hide behind, oh, well, I was just reviewing a movie, because you knew what this was. And if you didn't, that makes it even worse. And I'm not giving him that.
He knew what it was. He watched the movie. Then he reviewed the movie. And then he had to think about it as it's loading, going,
yeah, like am I really about to do this? Am I really about to pump this man up? Because who else was going to see this Daily Wire movie? Who else was going to see this shit? They made a movie for Gina Carano. Did y'all know that? Did y'all go see it? Did y'all go see the film that they made for Gina Carano?
Yeah, The Flowers and the Moon or something. Yeah, I didn't see it. No.
Nobody saw that shit. So literally, your little 500,000 views is the only positive promotion for this horse shit. I can't see College Football Saturdays or NFL Sundays picking up any advertisement for the Daily Wire movie. You are some of the best advertisement this shit has out on the internet right now. So don't feed me that shit about I'm just being a reviewer. No, you're I'm gonna leave Jeremy Johns alone. But that's how I feel about it.
Terror on the Prairie was what it was called. Now, I like what you just said about leaving Jeremy Johns alone, because I was thinking that. What if the pushback further makes him aligned more with those guys? He needs buddy with more of those hateful type people. He was just doing something edgy. He doesn't care about race. He doesn't think about race every single day. It's not a factor to him. And this is just a movie. But bro, the blowback may actually make him, let's say, more racist, for lack of a better term. But he'll be less inclusive and more eye rolling and more of that. And week by week, and then all of a sudden, we just created the next one of those, those hateful YouTube channels. And
Yeah,
Jeremy
I
Jones
don't
becomes
think this is the. I don't think this is the same thing as the Star Wars theory thing. I think the Star Wars theory, there was a lot of people coming after him for frivolous nonsense. I think if you align yourself on the side of racism, be it transiently or directly, then I'm not going to sit up here and defend you. And I'm also not going to, if you then take the reaction to that as an excuse to further align yourself with racists, then you're only confirming what I already thought about you.
Ooh.
You're only confirming what was already turning that way when you reviewed this shit in the first place.
Because he could be like this and we don't know it, but this is secretly his chance. Under the guise of film criticism, he gets to, hold it down for the Team Red or Team Hate.
If people are pushing back against you, and instead of listening to that and correcting your behavior, you want to say, "Oh, you know what? I'm going to go stand with the racist." Where's I almost said it. No, anyways, where's my homeboys over there in Wokeville? I want them. I'm gonna go hang out with them. Then that's where you deserve to be. That's where you should have been the whole time. Can't nobody make you a racist. Just like can't nobody make you a misogynist. No one can make you any type of phobe. You are who you are. If you're going to use that as an excuse, you were already that.
You are who you are? Nah, you can change. You can be changed into it. Jerry Jones can be.
I don't think anybody can be made into it. Well, you know what? People aren't born racist, so that there's something to that. But it an adult, you don't.
I'm not holding out hope for Terry Bollea, for Hulk Hogan. No. I'm not worried worrying about whether or not he actually meant that apology. I know some adults are stuck and they say things publicly to make face, but nah, yeah. Jeremy Johns loses points for me. I don't watch him religiously anyways. It's kind of like
I don't watch him at all.
Is that what you wanted to tell us on Mute Your Mic, just to tell us you don't watch him at all?
Yeah, I don't watch him at all. Sorry, not to bring down the mood. A high school friend passed.
My mistake.
And I just got the news. So I was reading through the article of what happened. It's pretty tragic.
Definitely sorry to hear that.
Yes, Andrew Schultz as well. All that shit going on with him right now, and the podcast stuff with the two brothers.
Yeah,
and there's been a compiled of definitely got videos compiled together showing his racism. But one of the girls, this girl on TikTok, I forget her name. She was one of the ones that was doing that whole British versus America thing that was going on TikTok. But anyway, she found out, I guess, that he used to date a black woman, and her speculation is the whole reason that you have this animosity toward black women and want to make all these black jokes is because that black woman broke your heart. And now you are now grouping her with all of black women and think that all of black, So some of the shit that he says is outlandish. I've never thought Andrew Schultz was funny ever. But him having a podcast, having being the host of that podcast and everything gives him the ability to say whatever it is he wants to say. And being a guest on his show, like those British people, like the British dudes were, a lot of people do laugh out of uncomfortability. We talked about that when the whole Will Smith Oscar thing, when people were like, well, he laughed at it. Well, he probably was uncomfortable. A lot of people laugh in uncomfortable situations. So, but I feel like somebody should have, because even in their apology thing that they put out, like, oh, we laughed in the moment and we thought later, but you didn't check Andrew in that whole thing that you came back and said.
And then you also allowed him to turn right back around in his response to say, oh, You want to know the thing that they asked not to be taken out? Because they had plenty of things that they wanted taken out after we shot the thing. It wasn't we thought about this 2 days later. No, they immediately asked us to take shit out. But you know what they didn't ask us to take out was the jokes about black women. So as you sit up here giving your sobby ass response, oh man, we felt so bad. We were nervous. We were doing our America tour. We were just trying to blend in, right? You just opened yourself up, this man, to give the real on y'all. And now you seem even faker than you did the first time when you were sitting up there letting them do it in the. I would have rather you stand on business and just been like, hey, we didn't think it was racist. We didn't think it was. We thought it was funny. We was just laughing. It was just jokes. I'd rather you take that route than to do what you did.
Like I would go. I know that the jokes were racist. They perpetuated a stereotype, and I get it. But because it's comedy, I allow things like that to happen. I understand. Of course, those were racist jokes, but the ridiculousness of them is the point of comedy, which was the point of the joke. So I apologize, but that's why I was thinking as the moment was happening. Of course, that's hateful, and I don't think Andrew's like this, and da 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 da. That's what you said.
They could have put it on. Well, no, they didn't even need to defend him. They could have put it on him totally. Andrew's a comedian. You mean to say a lot of outlandish stuff? We were on his platform. We weren't going to shut down the podcast for it. Maybe we could talk. We talked about it afterwards about getting something off, and then actually talk about getting it off. You know what I'm saying? You have to be self-aware enough to know actually what it was that was bad. That was the most telling part of it, is that you got on your platform and talked about how you wanted stuff taken out and weren't culturally aware enough to tell him to stop talking about black women like dogs. Like that is.
Yeah, what did he say? You slap. You have to grow a beard so that when you're slapped, it doesn't hurt as much. That's what he said.
Was that really a joke that he told?
Unmute.
Oh, you're muted, man.
Sorry. He said something like that, but something like also you have to be. What they say? He said you have to. You would have to be to deal with all the bitching and. What did he say? I watched it. I'd have to watch it again because I watched it. It was a video that somebody did over that podcast and their apology, so they compiled it all together. I'd have to watch it again.
I don't even think it was just women either. It was like they were talking about
wasn't just
tribes. Women. It was like, oh, you Igbo or you? Yeah, I'm like, yo, like y'all giving it up like that. Like it's one thing because again, these guys are not from America, right? They are internationally black, and so that relationship. There is this. I feel like there's this. I won't go far as saying it's indoctrination, but there is this kind of glance that you get coming into America, where, and this is not coming from my recollection or my perception of other communities coming into America. This is for me hearing from everywhere from Ghanaian. My college roommate was from Uganda. I had another one that was from Jamaica, another one that was from Sudan. So all over, right? And all of them had a similar story as to how they were prepped to deal with Black Americans and how they were different and how, you know, that idea of Afrocentrism is not necessarily as strong when you get here, or at least it's not promoted as strongly when you get here. And so I could easily see them trying to divorce themselves from some of the negative things that Andrew Schultz says or thinks about Black people that he encounters every day, because in their minds, oh, I'm not that Black. I'm not the Black that they were trying to describe when they were coming over here. Like we're Black in another way. We're Black Brits, right? Our Blackness is different than what it is in America. Black Americans hold their Blackness different. Please do not play this man. Please don't play it. Please don't play Emmanuel Acho.
Have you seen I don't know. I don't remember what YouTube channel it is. I don't think it's Jubilee. But the YouTube channel where it was the Black Americans conversation or versus Africans. And that's a good, you gotta watch that shit. That's a good conversation.
Jubilee has some good ones every now.
It's not. I don't think it's Jubilee. I don't think it's Jubilee. I don't think it's Jubilee. It's let me find it real quick. That's a good conversation.
There's a comment that somebody left. Andre Ware. We all know Andre Ware. We all like Andre Ware. He was talking about how in that recast T'Challa video where I was on a panel, he said, "Thank you for speaking on the recast T'Challa. I find it very interesting that the other two melanated guys were either silent or not on board with recasting. It seemed like they weren't feeling what you were saying, and that needs to be studied."
Where were you at having a conversation with people
where
that
was
didn't
that?
understand it?
I can't have other friends, guys.
I was just asking. Now you sound defensive.
I mean, there's the Pantheon. You know, they do their thing on Chainsaw Reacts. That's where I was. Oh, it's not showing, but like I was on Chainsaw Reacts. There's a YouTuber named literally Chainsaw Reacts, and because of that, I told him.
Oh, it is Jubilee. My bad.
I told him that we shouldn't be spotlighting the disunity, and so this conversation, I'm worried. This Jubilee video you're gonna show, I'm like, how many people need that? Because there's already that bullshit online of division because of Congo, because of you're not everyone hates how Nigerians claim everything, and I probably shouldn't even be saying this because that's my point. My point is like, don't publicize these divisions inside. Like, just allow it not to be focused on and focus on something that's happy. Like, I'd rather talk about My Dad the Bounty Hunter than that other Netflix show Good Times, because it does better for My Dad the Bounty Hunter.
I agree with you. I think a lot of, that kind of the diaspora wars, if you will.
That's the better way to put it.
It is driven by online discourse, and the truth of the matter is the app that's the worst of it has the most fake actors in it, and that's kind of the biggest tale, right? Like, most of this discourse happens on Twitter, and that Twitter has the most fake users. So it's just it's hard to take it, too much to heart. But I do know that it bleeds into real life from time to time. The only thing that I'll push back on is that sometimes these conversations do need to be had on a public forum in a safe place for the community to have it, right? Because
Jubilee that safe place, was it?
No, not Jubilee. Jubilee is not the platform, I don't think, to be having that kind of stuff up. But I do think that potentially stuff like that on bigger platforms that are doing it in earnest could spark conversations to lead us out of that mindset, the kind of fight.
But also, I think it helps too, because there's a lot of things said, and I'm speaking obviously as a Black American, that were said that were misinformed. How they think or view us as Black folks here in America. You've been misinformed, and there were things that they said in there where I was like, no, that's not us. I'm not sure where you heard that or what where you've gotten that from. But yeah, no, there was it's a 24-minute video on Jubilee. It's a year old. It's an interesting conversation.
2 moments on your sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna say it's just interesting. That's all.
There's the time you showed Damson Idris's answer about, the Black actors who are in England are taking the jobs from and you kind of like had a message of unity when you were displaying Damson's answer. He had a great answer. He's like, I'm for unity everywhere. I'm for, I'm fighting for all of us. It's the same fight, it's the same struggle type answer. And then when Marcus was talking about Montgomery Brawl, he made a point. Marcus, you said like, isn't it great how no one stopped to say, wait, what's your tribe? Where are you from? How about you? And it was just everyone kind of knew. And that's what I love. And we're not getting that. Let me show you the shade room, which I'm looking up on the side. When Jaylen Brown said,
I can't. I'm not even gonna say it because they're gonna think I'm hating.
Say it. It's an opinion.
First one that came to mind was the Ice Spice joint. I'm not even a fart. You thought it was I'm not even.
Oh, why are you not jacking that? That don't sound good coming from a woman. You feel like?
Nah,
because women is people too. They get farting.
I see.
Here's the clip, actually, the comment here. This person wrote, bunch of men hating on women's success. What's new? And that was liked by 172 people. But there's that division is every time I see Black women, Black men, or BW, BM, because that's how often you talk about it. It's got its own acronym.
Yeah, that's the way it's going to be on Twitter.
Well, I think that's just the way it's going to be in general, because like we can't. I don't even.
You got to divorce it. You got to divorce it, right? I know it can seem like it's a real thing, right? But like, I can only tell you from personal experience, and Darius, I'm sure you can kind of put this into perspective in your own way. We see these things happening so much online. How often do you see these conversations happening in real life with people standing in front of each other arguing about this?
But
Where
usually
do
the
you
people you
ever
align
see
with,
people?
you're on code with, usually with your friends, your family. You guys have the
Okay,
same.
but obviously you've introduced yourself into public settings where you can see people interacting, and you sometimes see them interact poorly, right? Is it ever, hey, I'm ADOS, I'm FBA? Is it ever, hey, I'm African, I'm Igbo? Oh, hey, I'm black, I'm Gullah Geechee, I'm from Louisiana. That shit doesn't happen in real life, right? Like I am the blackest Black American you will ever meet. I've grew up with a Sundanese, a Jamaican, and a Ugandan, either roommate or best friend through a majority of my adult life, right? So I've ingratiated myself with other cultures outside of my own, while still holding my blackness, the blackness that's rooted here in this country, at the spot that it needs to be. It's possible to do. It's possible to have a connection with Black people outside of this country without all of that, because it is happening. I don't believe that the discourse on these apps is indicative of what's happening in real life, and that's what you kind of have to keep at the forefront, even when you're engaging online, because again, you honestly may be thinking that you arguing with a person. You may think that it's the person that's represented on that profile. It's about a coin flip. So if that is truly the how likely we are to actually be talking to a real person who's representing themselves honestly, why would we ever care about the discourse that happens on that app? If it's not something about current news or current events, stuff that has actual tangible effects to the real world, right? That's not what I'm talking about. Actual news effects on Twitter is actually a little bit more pure in the sourcing than a lot of your news channels. But when it comes to some of these social conversations, they're driven by companies. They're driven by other bad actors who want to see things happen in the community. I don't think it's driven by the individuals within the community.
But I also think that we see a lot of this, hating on one another from within the Black community. A prime example right now is this things going on with Kendrick Lamar and Lil Wayne. And absolutely no reason should Lil Wayne be on stage doing anything.
I didn't think you were gonna say Lil Wayne. That's why I'm laughing.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about that's the most current thing. Everybody, because I've seen so many different people saying like, why should Kendrick get this? Lil Wayne, this is in his home state. Wayne is Wayne. Bruh, have you seen Wayne perform live lately?
Yeah,
Or
I saw the
WrestleMania. Yeah, WrestleMania.
Yeah,
Nigeria.
Yeah, bro. No.
The same Wayne that tells us actively he doesn't remember any of his songs. You want him to forget his music on the Super Bowl stage?
Right. And then while they sit here talking about how can y'all do this to the community? Wayne is for the community. Wayne is not for the community. This is the same Wayne that did the interview that was like, my Black Lives Matters. Black Lives Matter.
Thank you.
Bro,
I'm a young Black man in America. If I don't tell you that America
this is the
Black
only
people.
thing I remember is my flag. That's what I'm. No, brother. No.
Get out of here with that shit, man.
No.
Black Lives Matter. My life matter.
Yeah, like fuck on. I'm a rich man in America. If that don't tell you America's not right, brother, shut the no. So, but anyway, I'm just saying like that whole thing. But no, I don't. Yeah. Anyway, I think that the conversation between that, people saying that Kendrick doesn't deserve it, why should he get it, and things like that. Just be happy that the Black brother is about to be headlining the Super Bowl.
The man has 3 Billboard number ones this year. He has 3. You know who doesn't have 3? Beyonce. You know who doesn't have 3 this year? Taylor Swift. So, if not Kendrick Lamar this year, who? Like, put Lil Wayne aside, obviously, because there have been 11 other Super Bowls. At least 8 of them have been while Lil Wayne was a performing age. So I don't know why we're just now complaining about Lil Wayne not getting a New Orleans Super Bowl performance. But let's take him out of it. If not Kendrick Lamar, then who? This year. I think he's been hotter than any artist this year in 2024.
Yeah, it's a Drake fan initiative.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think they're also pushing that narrative that he got offered several times and turned it down. That first of all, that's not the flex you think it is. Even if that was true, and I don't believe it is, that means you turned down the biggest show of your life out of what? Ego? Pride? Like, what reason would you have for turning down the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
You're Mr. Streams guy. You're Mr. Numbers guy. We run it up. I got all these #1 hits. Imagine what happens to your album that you're surely to be coming out with if you headline the Super Bowl. And it's not like you don't need it, because Certified Lover Boy, Dark Tape Demos, what was the most recent Drake album?
If you're reading this, it's too late.
If you're reading this, Nevermind or some shit like that, right? All of those shits underperformed. All of them. So it's not like you couldn't use the Super Bowl bump like any other artist.
He was being patriotic.
You're better than. Go ahead.
It's not going to hit the same because the joke was he's being patriotic. The real football is CFL. Yeah.
Anywho, I shouldn't even have let you get that one off. Yeah, I guess he's a bigger act than Beyonce or U2 or Dr. Dre, any of the guys who have done the Super Bowl, because he's just Drake, I suppose.
Well, Kendrick's about to perform Not Like Us at the Super Bowl, so
it's gonna go nuts.
Yeah, let that sink. Let that.
Can he say the B word? Because the first. Can you say what words can you say when you're performing Super Bowl? Like, there's a lot of swearing in that.
As long as he gets to do that second verse, as long as he does the second verse and Not Like Us, I don't give a damn what he really said.
What happens in the second verse?
The homeboy needs a penis. A predator moving plots. A name got to be red stuff
that plays so they would watch.
That's your line.
As long as you get that part off on the NFL stage, oh my god, oh my goodness. People are gonna be running away from Drake like he got the cooties, like he got mono or something after the Super Bowl. I'm glad he came home. Y'all didn't deserve him neither. From Alondra down the center. Nigga, better actually on Serena. He is going to tear that stage up with all three of them songs. All three of them. Why wouldn't you?
Well, you gotta kill you. I gotta kill you for you. Now let me say I'm the biggest hater.
It's
right.
Something else to see.
Yeah, no, that is gonna go hard though when he does perform all that. It's round 2. We had the what was the Prime Video Amazon?
Ain't no round 2s.
For him. The Amazon, he had the Amazon concert.
Win the championship. Ain't no round 2s.
So the pop out was the first round. The second round is the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Drake's not saying shit else ever.
Victory lap.
That's all it is. That's all it is, because Drake's not saying anything. Or I mean, there's nothing else to. This has been done, but Drake's not going to.
Drake has to come back with a fire song, and everyone's gonna love it, and they're all gonna say he won. And what if Kendrick just doesn't reply? Like that would be.
Well, Drake went last, so if Drake responds again, he really looks goofy. It would have to be Kendrick that would have to start it up again. But
Kendrick already proved with Not Like Us. He doesn't need to. That's why he didn't reply to the Heart Part 6.
What's up? Reincarnated. I was stargazing. That was more. That was something.
We'll see if he's going to perform that anywhere. It'll probably be at the Super Bowl, and then he'll.
He's about this most recent drop song he did.
Let the Party Die.
Let the Party Die joint. Yeah.
And then Diddy gets arrested, and then the VMAs happen. Like, he knew something about the party. It was the night of the VMAs. He knew what part. We all knew what party he was talking about.
I think the way that he ends this and just kind of puts a bow on it, I think he brings Wayne out at the Super Bowl. I don't think he does it to piece up with Drake. I think he does it because, number one, he's a huge Lil Wayne fan. And number two, even though he didn't get it, he don't deserve it. If I am seen giving him what a segment of the audience wants.
Yeah.
Bringing Lil Wayne to his people, like bringing bread, wine, and fish to hungry people, like Jesus or Moses. Whoever did that, was it Moses?
It was Jesus.
It was
He
Jesus.
fed the
Like Jesus
5,000.
did. 3 fish and 2 loaves of bread.
1 fish.
1 fish. Yeah. Crack my Bible open. Anyways, that shit's gonna be crazy. That's just gonna be.
But
nuts.
who does that like? Because I told you, it's the Drake fans who are really complaining about the Lil Wayne thing. They don't care about the New Orleans and Lil Wayne and the connection. They'll still be mad at Kendrick.
It's a 48 laws of power thing, right? Because of how they have set the stage. Lil Wayne's upset. He was very public about it.
Yeah.
Drake is letting it be known or leaking that he was offered the Super Bowl and turned it down. So if all of that culminates in Kendrick getting it and him putting on Wayne's stage, not the NFL putting him there, not Drake, you taking it to make sure your man gets on stage. No. Your biggest rival is taking your OG and putting him under his wing so that he can perform at the Super Bowl. That's the ultimate son. That's like, I'm not even sunning you no more. I'm finding your big homies. I'm sunning them and you're getting residually sunned.
Grandson.
You're getting genetically sunned. Like I put this sunned in your DNA. Yeah. I'm your daddy now.
That's how it works.
Sure.
Yeah, I can see that.
They would have to perform Mona Lisa. Wayne don't know the fucking words.
He don't know the words to Mona Lisa.
He's got 4 months.
Yes, he does. And it's only going to get worse when he performs that shit on it. He gonna have the white folks saying it. They're gonna be like, oh my gosh, is Drake really a predator?
No,
that's when the big money, Nike gonna come calling like, hey man, listen, we told you to leave this man alone. And even when you did leave him alone, it probably was too late. I think we're gonna need to take a break. When the moms get on this, see, white moms in America haven't gotten on to the idea that Drake is a predator yet. When they do, when the soccer moms get wind of Drake and all of these dalliances with all these young women.
What's the soccer mom favorite Drake song?
Hotline Bling.
From the bottom. Oh yeah, there you go. Hotline Bling.
Started from the bottom.
Or
Tootsie Slide.
What was the summer? What was it? That one? Oh yeah, that was Summer Flick.
What's the shit he did with Nicki? Along with the stars in the skies, I have no longer time to survive. Yeah, that shit.
Wow, I don't know that one.
Don't worry about me or who I aspire. I get what I
from
desire.
Nicki's album, Pink Friday.
I know the one.
What do you mean, nah? Nicki's album, her debut album, Pink. Nicki.
It's literally one of her only good verses. It's one of her only good verses.
I'm sorry.
Drop down to me. Drop down to your knees. Young Money, the Mafia. That's where the
What the fuck? You never heard "Moment for Life"?
I heard that one.
I'm in the Dominican. Big Papi teams.
Yes.
But Drake was on that one?
Yes, he starts it.
CEOs, 500 degrees. Shout out to the OVOs, Red Wings and Fatigue. Niggas want to be friends. How coincidental. Supposed to be y'all, I ain't get the memo.
The first Nicki Minaj I heard was with Eminem, Roman's Revenge. That was a good first time hearing her.
That was her song.
First time hearing Nicki Minaj?
That was my first song I heard of her, yeah.
Really?
Holy moly.
Well, something has to be the first.
we knew mixtape Nicki well before she ever was on Young Money.
She did Victoria's theme music in the WWE. The I Ain't the Lady to Mess With.
Nicki.
Even before that, that was Slumber Party Nicki. Back when she was with Gucci Man.
Whoa. She was with Gucci Man?
You ain't know Gucci Man broke Nicki? He broke her into the industry, yeah. She was showing up on all his Gucci's early mixtapes with Zaytoven and OJ the Juice Man and all that. And she was on a few songs with him before she signed to Young Money.
Does she get along with him?
No.
You know why I'm asking that? Because Angela Yee had
a picture of that looked like her doing some things, some French things. And they always said it was a fake picture, but this was well before Photoshop was very popular. So it was something.
She had that
else.
song with Gucci and Gotti and Trina, 5-Star Chick, the remix.
Yeah, I heard that one.
Yeah.
But when I saw her with the the Barbie stuff, I went, even at a younger age, I was like, God, that's too much. That's too artificial.
What do you mean?
Artificialness. It promotes the image of beauty, the beauty standards. I had problems with that even when I was younger, like that. I thought I shouldn't.
You think she's promoting that part, or is it more so like
getting surgeries and I just don't want to talk about it online because
I
feel
her
like
doing that. Getting okay, I see what you're saying.
I respect everyone's wish to look the way that they look and everything, but I think that was too much surgery and too much artificialness to be popular to influence. I didn't like what it did.
So, but no more champagne. Say Nicki doesn't get along with anybody, from what I can tell, at least not genuinely. Maybe Wayne, and I think that's out. I think that's just respect. She does actually have some industry fans, but the thing about Nicki is going to, whether you want to hear it or not, going to tell her version of the truth and keep it to her version of 100% all the time. This whole thing that's going on with Tidal right now, and them offering her $1 million for everything, all her music that was on Tidal, because Tidal, went under. And Nicki's like, I'm not accepting that. She went on Twitter blasting them, talking about, calling niggas out, talking about it's not my fault, you couldn't do this and that. Now, Nicki typically, she's going to be on that boss bitch type attitude status. I mean, when she did that deal for MTV, when MTV actually used to do documentaries and shit back in the day, they were filming her behind the scenes, and she was she's always had this attitude, though. She was talking about how, like, they got her food wrong backstage. She's like, now if I'd have been motherfucking Jay-Z or somebody else, if I'd have been a nigga, y'all got my shit right. Nicki goes, she gets really fucking weird sometimes, but she's always on that boss bitch attitude. So she
there's the British accent attitude too, and there's the patois that comes out.
She hasn't done the British thing in a really long. I haven't seen Roman in a long time either. Like Roman's Revenge, that's the whole like personality. Roman ain't been here in quite some time. So,
are you a barb?
Oh yeah, brother.
Oh no, wrap this shit up.
Wrap it. I fucking love Nicki. What? I love Nicki.
Never mentioned Meg the Stallion once.
I like Meg, but can't none of them bitches touch Nicki when it comes bar to bar. I love them, but I'm just gonna be honest with you. When it comes to Nick, she's the queen.
We need to get Darius.
She is the queen. She has proven she's the queen. She's proven she's the queen. How many times Nicki got to prove? Who's in her lane? Who's in Nicki's lane?
Meg the Stallion
is not in Nick's lane. What has Meg done? When Meg can touch the shit that Nicki has done, Nicki has stood on a song with all men, Monster, Jay-Z, Kanye, Rick Ross, all of them, embodied them with her verse, every single one of them. What?
It's like her only good verse, bro. It's like her claim to fame.
No,
is Roman's Revenge and Monster, and that's just the thing. That's her career right there. Roman's Revenge and Monster. You take them two away. You take those two verses away, and she's Fergie.
No. How dare you? How fucking dare you call her Fergie?
Get it, Fergie.
No. Nicki has some cold ass features too. Before she started doing before she did her debut album, her featers on like My Chick away. Bad with Ludacris. No.
Thumbs up the Pantheon stream. Remember, we're way better than the Dre Max show and Blue and Mika and all those guys.
Fucking Onika Mirage on this fucking channel. We don't know Onika disrespect.
He's a dungeon dragon. Rah.
But she killed that shit.
Yeah. All right.
Everybody go stream Dolce and Rhapsody, real female rappers. I'm Marcus at Back of the Bus. Watch us on Sundays and again on Wednesdays.
Hey, I've been watching y'all every single time on Thursday and Friday because I swear to God, y'all switch up every now and then. But rock out. I'm fucking with it. I'm out.
Thank you, Josh.
Appreciate it.
I know.